in that case, I'm gonna give Laurie the 10 seconds.
Okay, be right back.
Hey, I'm ready to go right now. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, we're playing about Mike.
9,
Oh, you can hear us, Laurie. Sorry, I thought you were typing.
Yes, go. Damn it, we've been waiting for fucking ages.
6, 10, 7,
My
Everyone, finally, after all this time, after the many months, we're now getting back to D&D.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons Out of the Abyss. It's been a while. I am Beanie. I'll be the Dungeon Master for the day or evening, and I am joined by my totally real and not imaginary friends, Laurie.
Hello.
Matt.
Howdy.
Mike.
Hi.
And Phil.
Saving the best for last.
Is that what you said every time nobody picked you in the game?
Oh, by the way, I can talk to you guys in chat because we're now using Discord rather than Skype. So it's push to talk to everyone else.
One thing I wanted to, start this off with is let you guys know the name of the episode title, just so you know what you're going to. This is episode 9, Renland's Descent.
Wait, what?
Oh, not the best.
I'm descending.
So, as you remember, a bit of catch up. It's been a few months. The party were bundled together after being individually kidnapped by a faction of drow. Intent on taking them as slaves, planning on eventually taking them to the drow city of Menzoberranzan. However, the outpost that they were kept at for a while was plagued by a strange demon attack, which happened to be just a distraction that the party and their strange companions could use to escape. Upon escaping, the group found themselves traveling towards Sloopladop, a Kuotoan, that's the fish people community.
I forgot it was called that. Carry on.
It's Kuotoans, dude. However, en route, they did end up killing one of their companions, a orc by the name of Ront, after he got a bit angry and got into an argument with the dwarven stone sorcerer Flint. Upon reaching Sloopladop, they made a deal with a Kuotoan faction to basically try and kill the leader of a new religious order that had started up. However, during the attack, as the assassination was completed, a strange and horrific event took place. Out of the depths of the Dark Lake, on which the Sloopladop sits on the shores of, a strange and terrifying beast emerged. This beast being about 6 times the height of a tall human or orc, strode out of the waters and casually started ripping into this city. The Kuotoans of the city just completely going fetal and becoming useless. Amongst all this danger, I guess, the party were unfortunately split up, with Cobalt being knocked down into death. Everybody had seemingly fought. Kamal also almost reaching the same deaths, but managing to get himself out of it, and with the help of Flint, managing to drag Cobalt out to safety. Eventually, they met up with Eldith, the dwarven scout, who had said she'd go and search for them and try and bring them back to the boat on which Renland was sat with the rest of the group's party. However, a Dwagar prisoner of the Kuotoans managed to escape during the danger, and jumping onto the boat, basically unleashed mutiny on Renland's leadership, unfortunately.
Leadership? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't exactly a leader. I was kind of waiting for everyone else.
Well, he convinced the rest of the group to force the boat away from the city, everybody believing that the others were basically as good as dead within the proximity of the creature that they were. And so, as Flint, Cobalt, Kamar, and Eldith reached the docks, they saw the boat disappearing into the distance and found that their only avenue of escape was instead to leave on foot, which they did. Following on the journeys of this foursome, they eventually, after probably traveling for a couple of days, a couple of sleep cycles at the very least, they discovered a tomb, over which, over the course of, again, a couple of rests, they managed to plunder, with Kamar finding a powerful new weapon, one with its own brand of sentience, it would seem. And with that, we skipped over to Renlin, who, sorry, I'm doing a full catch-up here just because it's been so long, as much for the players as for the viewers.
Go for it.
During the first or second day's travel, I can't remember the specifics, the Dwagar and Renlin came to blows, and although the Dwagar was put down, his fighting style did unfortunately cause problems, forcing several of the party members out of the boat and into the water, which had its own dangers beyond drowning.
It's a small boat. Do not cast a large person on yourself. He learnt the hard way.
I mean, that's not what killed him. In fact, that's almost what killed you. He made the right choice.
He's dead now. So.
The group did manage to rescue everybody, pull everybody out of the water, and get back in the boat. And that's where we left off. So it has been 3 days since that event, and the boat's journey has taken you through tunnel after tunnel after tunnel. You've not seen shore once since you've been on this boat. None of you have any sort of nautical experience. None of you really know how to navigate this portion of the Underdark, and so you've been going a few days without food, and like the water from the Dark Lake, nobody particularly wants to drink, so it's been uncomfortable. Every so often you'll find fungus or mushrooms and stuff growing on the walls and the ceiling, and you've been able to forage bits, but it's not been pleasant. It's been a very unpleasant journey, which is why everybody's hopes are suddenly lifted, as it seems on the edge of your dark visions, you can see what looks to be a island, or land as far as you can tell. You can't see the side, so to speak. It looks to be partially rock and partially fungal, as far as you can tell. For the sake of efficiency, I'm just going to possibly take a few liberties. Stop me if anything seems too out of character for you, Lobo. Upon seeing this island, the group docks on the side of it and sets
Hey Lex, how's it going?
Going about. Actually, no, this probably is as good a time as any to give the reins back. So, Renlin, you have the boat has docked on this island. You're currently on what looks like basically a rocky flat, onto which between you've managed to pull the boat on top of. A few of the others have suggested going about and collecting food. Specifically, let's see. Topsy and Turvy are sticking together. They say they'll go and forage some mushrooms, and Stool goes with them. Sarif, the drow, is kind of hangs around for a minute and then seems to plod off in that direction as well. So it looks like
the party's just separating already. Okay, this is already going downhill.
It looks like it was suggested that maybe you should set up camp or something like. You don't need everybody to forage. In fact, you're more likely, if you send off a big group, you're more likely to attract predators, which their group might be considered big if it wasn't for the fact that 3 of them are tiny beings.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of them looks like he could.
Yeah, my minions can go off and forage while other minions set up camp. I'm fine with
Is that
this.
what you call them to your faces?
Right now, it's just you and Papido.
I'm sorry, who?
I forgot about Pedo.
I forgot that was the guy's name. Say it again, Beanie, out loud. Go on.
Papido.
Bapido.
The pedo.
The pedo. What?
The pedo.
Bapido.
Pedo's staying with you.
Right.
You guys are literally scum. I didn't come up with these names.
Could you bring up that image again, which actually shows all of the NPCs' faces?
You mean this one? I was literally just doing it as you were asking.
Oh god, I forgot what we did to that, yeah.
So...
yeah, how do you think the screen is more helpful?
So, Topsy and Turvy have gone to get mushrooms.
Dear.
Seeing them as the friendliest of the group...
Our art is beautiful.
They're fairly standoffish, is saying something, has stuck with them. And Sarith, in his normal manner of following the miking it around has followed Stool.
Can I just say, I like how Eldith's got a goatee going on at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that.
Wait, so who's actually still here at this place we're going to be calling
This guy.
camp? Right.
He knows the only one that's... He's kind of... as everybody kind of wanders off, like this all happens very quickly, he just kind of looks up at you with the same expression of, huh, okay, just does, I guess. He says, "You're going to set up camp? We need some firewood, possibly. We could go find mushrooms, maybe get some wood from the mushrooms, or will they get that? No, they're going to go forage little mushrooms. They're only little people. They'll only forage little ones. Probably the ones we can eat. We need to go get something we can burn, though, so we can start roasting the mushrooms. Then we can have a nice hot meal. And ready for a hot meal. Ready for a hot meal. We could boil some water from the dark lake as well. Maybe that'll make it not be nasty."
Am I in this? Am I there at this point?
You're not.
Oh.
No. Flint, Kamar, and Cobalt are very much elsewhere.
Okay.
I basically look at him and sort of have a sort of expectant then. Go on then. Go get the wood.
Fuck you. He looks at you and says, kind of looks down at his own belongings and says, "With what? I don't have anything to knock down wood. Don't have an axe. What do I look like, a dwarf? I'm not a dwarf. I'm a Darrow.
Wow.
You know that?
Go find something flammable." Hang on, just what you say? Like he looks at his the stuff he's got on him. What has he actually got with him?
He's got a hooked spear.
And that's it.
I'll just double check that. Sorry, he's the one character card that I couldn't because for the viewers at home, I've just moved house, unfortunately, and it seems like I've lost his stats card. So
I'm
is it because he looks?
It's a repeating crossbow and a hooked short spear.
It's just when he said
those are really built for.
It's just when he said he looks at his belongings. It's like, well, are his belongings flammable?
They are not. Well, the hilt of the they've got wood on them, admittedly. Or,
do you know what is flammable?
What could be fungal rather than wood.
Flesh.
You're the magician. You should be able to make something flammable, right? You can make a fire. You can summon a fire.
I can set things on fire, but that's a little bit different.
Eldritch Blast fire?
He points at the floor.
I have Mike. I've got Burning Hands as a spell, so I can make him fire if I want to.
But can you make
he just kind of looks at you expectantly.
Have a look around. Try and find something that's flammable. You can probably find, I don't know, maybe some sort of dry moss or some bits of wood lying around. Just go have a look. Just go on.
He frowns at. Actually, roll a persuasion check.
Oh boy, rolling things. I forgot that's a thing you do in D&D.
Yeah, I'm not Mr. Persuasive. Just to throw
kind
that
of,
out there.
He cocks an eyebrow and says, "If you know what you want to find, maybe you'd be best off finding it yourself. It would make sense after all, because then you know what you're looking for, and I don't. I'm opening back to something that you don't want."
Yes.
How about go and look for it yourself? I'm busy. I then turn around, sit down, and get out my book and start reading it.
Roll a Constitution save.
Wait, what? Constitution?
Yep.
Alright, I passed it.
That
Fuck you, Beanie.
Yeah, that's a pass.
That is
That is a
I
fuck
hope
you.
it's a
You
pass.
feel a slight prodding sensation from behind you as you turn around, about just above your knee, like back of your leg.
Turn around.
Is he humping your leg?
You see down there the Darrow holding something that looks like a crossbow bolt. He kind of looks at it, looks at you, and then he's going to attack you with it again.
Oh, Beanie, why would you do something like this? You know what? You know my character's backstory, okay? No one else does, but you do. And oh god, this is initiative time now.
It's only it is. However, considering the reaction you had there, he got the second attack off. So your AC 16, right?
Yeah.
In that case, it's a hit. So I need to draw another Constitution save. You also take 1 damage for the first attack and 1 for the second. I don't know if that's a hit or not.
I imagine 17 is probably going to make it.
Well, different poisons, different DCs.
True.
Should have been ready for this. Bum.
Up your bum, what?
Exactly.
Hey, Gibu, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
If it helps, I've got a link to
Nope, I got it. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm just sending you the link to the characters for the campaign.
Yeah, you see, my
that's
character is
not
not
gonna
very
help.
nice, and he's poking
He
me
doesn't
with
have
a.
this in his character block. All right. Yeah, you kind of you feel a little burning sensation in both holes of your leg, where he's just kind of stabbed you with this thing.
Burning
now it's
sensation in your
initiative.
holes. Oh.
My God,
Burning.
he's terrible. He's literally.
Oh God!
worst.
I just remembered my sword is smarter than me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgot
Oh
about
yeah, Mr. Paladin, who just gets better intelligence from his sword.
that. Yeah. If you need to figure something out, ask the sword, not me. However, I'm the only one who
No,
can hear the
see,
sword.
what happens is it's an intelligent sword. It'll just,
All right. So, Laurie, this little Darrow has stabbed you twice with a small, sharp implement. What are you doing?
I'm looking at my spell list. I'm trying to think of something other than Eldritch Blast to do to his face.
Why something else?
Because my character's not very nice, but there's something
Yeah,
he
but-
might do first.
I'm just saying, why not Eldritch Blast?
I'm gonna use command, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna glare at his face, point off in the direction that I was looking to telling him to go before. I'm just gonna say go now, and that's Wisdom DC 13.
He rolled a natural 16.
Well,
You don't. It doesn't look like the spell is taken.
Okay, well I guess it's his turn now. So
Again, you feel the plunging sensation as this.
is he
crocodile
literally
digs
just
into
trying
your
to
leg.
kill me right now?
He's only doing 1 damage per. So
Yeah, I
you
know, but is
points
he
of
just
damage.
like going? Like, is he actually
That's-
look like he's trying to kill me and just not doing very
That is-
well?
It looks more like he's focused on he's not even really paying attention to you as much. He keeps he stabs it into your leg, sees nothing happen, stares at it for a second, examines it, and then stabs it again. No. And again, roll a Constitution save.
after you attacked someone a certain amount of times, there's a question of intent here.
Yeah.
If you keep attacking someone, your intent is obviously to kill them.
Okay,
regardless whether
right.
it's working.
My reaction to him poking me
Ah,
is
please
Hellish
continue.
Rebuke.
Fair enough. Is that an attack? That's attack roll or a dex save, isn't it? Dex save.
That's Dex DC 13 to halve.
That's cocked. He takes full damage.
He takes 14 fire damage.
That's some damage.
Yep.
I have to remember that.
Well, it's
Uh,
3d10, so
the-
that's about half of it.
The
Would
Darrow suddenly shrieks in pain as his entire body is engulfed in this fire, and you hear the clatter as he drops this little thing on the floor. Your turn. He's still standing, although looking very, very wounded.
Very, very crispy.
I'll just say, now go and look for something flammable, or I'll make sure that you are what's flammable. Go now.
Gotta be
He
an
runs.
intimidation.
He does run into the in the direction you sent him.
God, it's making me use up my spell slots as well. Ugh.
Oh,
I'm a warlock. I don't have many spells for the day. I'm gonna go rest. I'm gonna have a short rest. Get my book out.
Shortly later, like half an hour later, the twins return with stool, hot on tow, carrying armfuls of what look to be small mushrooms and such.
Wait,
Behind them,
How is Stool carrying it? He has no arms.
Stool's not. The twins are.
Right, okay.
Behind them, Sarith is holding what seems to be an armful of what looks like the bark from a large mushroom stalk or something. And behind him is also Bepido holding the same things, looking very kind of downcast and confused. You can actually see that he is talking as they move. He is talking to the drow. At this range, though, if you want to listen in, it'd be a perception check.
You know,
If you care.
the drow was always like a curious character for me, so I am gonna listen in, but only because it's the drow he's talking to.
Fair enough. In that
I
case,
do
roll
not
perception
hear
check.
what's going on. That's a 4.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're talking about.
With a 4, you're surprised that you actually realise they're talking.
Mm.
And they've hung back enough as to not get the attention of the twins and Stool. Like the twins don't know to kind of, or they're not as suspicious of these two, or at least not enough to put energy into it. And Stool just is too naive. Poor little Stool.
He's naked now.
So, camp is set up. The fungal bark they brought back works brilliantly as firewood. Half of it being put into the fire straight away, and half of it being kept to the side so as to top the fire up over the course of the night. The twins make a fairly nice meal actually out of roasting these mushrooms. Basically, shish kebab on a stick style, sticking them over the fire, and it is actually kind of tasty. Like these two seem to know what they're doing with these kinds of mushrooms. It would seem. Pardon me. As the night comes on, are you taking command of like setting up watches or anything, or are you just kind of leaving them to it?
Oh, my minions will manage things. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
All right. As the night goes on, you don't pay attention. You assume that the rest of the group will sort things out, and for what it's worth, they kind of discuss things between themselves. You see that Topsy every fucking time.
Turvy
Which is
is
which?
Topsy's the girl.
Topsy's the girl, yeah.
Turvy is the more quiet one.
Yeah. Topsy takes a bit of command and does seem to kind of go around just like asking people things. At one point, she does actually come up to you and says, "We're sorting out watches. Are you? Can you take one?"
I just sort of glare at her, then just go back to whatever I was doing before.
I'll take that as a no then. All right, she just turns around and walks off. Kind of moves back to her brother, has a quick conversation, and then kind of sits next to the fire. And you can see the rest of them start moving to set up the camp. It looks like she's taking the first watch. Can you make me a
Constitution save?
No!
Can you make me a perception check at disadvantage because you're asleep?
Okay, that's not too bad. 14.
22 stealth.
Oh my god.
You're asleep, so you've not got your mage armor thing. So he hits.
Well, you
You
say
take another
that.
one
I mean,
damage.
I can just like activate the mage thing whenever I want. So I probably would have done it before I went to sleep, just so it was on while I was asleep.
Is it not once per day?
No, it's that
No.
one.
Is that well? All right.
Is it
Either
will,
way,
yeah.
he got an 18 on the dice. He's going to hit you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Advantage to your sleep, unfortunately. Roll me another Constitution save.
Ooh, 11.
You feel a prodding sensation in your side
my.
and a slight burning and numbing feeling. However, what has just happened to Phil? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Phil.
I found all the weird shit off on camera.
Yeah, don't do
like-
that.
like-
Brightness
can't
up
see
so I
that.
can stick on like filters and shit.
So on the game, so you do have a wake up to this feeling. You are counted as poisoned for the next hour.
Okay.
However, you didn't take the poison's full effects, which is why, as your eyes flick open, the still incredibly wounded Pepido again looks down at this bolt, looks up at you, eyes open wide, and he runs. He starts running towards the edge of the camp.
Towards the edge of the camp.
Yes.
So he's basically just running away from the scent. Like,
Yes. He's running back towards the fungal forest, effectively. You guys are the worst.
yeah, you guys are distracting me. Who is nearby me? Like, probably asleep.
Right now, everybody except for Pepido is asleep. It looks like it was his watch, and during his watch, he decided to do this.
Who's the closest to
You
me?
made the right choice.
The closest to you would be. Everybody's kind of kept their distance to you, so I would say Sareth.
Which one's
He-
that?
and he's the drow, and he's a good 10, 15 feet away.
Okay, I'll go look for the two little ones. I'll go over to them.
As in Topsy and Turvy?
Topsy and Turvy, yeah.
You managed to find Topsy and Turvy.
I'll just sort of lightly shake the female one, the one who isn't really quiet.
Topsy.
Topsy.
She wake up?
Her eyes kind of. What? I thought you weren't taking a watch. It's not.
I
morning
wasn't.
already, is it? It doesn't. Huh?
Rapido stabbed me on his watch. Traitorous scum. Now he's gonna run off.
Why? Wait. Did you set him on fire earlier? He looked very
Yes,
burned.
because he stabbed me. It's a good thing I didn't kill him.
He said he just stabbed you now. He was on. He looked like he'd been on fire when we were scavenging for mushrooms. He didn't say why though.
Yeah, it's because I set him on fire because he stabbed me. As I said,
Wait,
just be glad I didn't kill him.
He stabbed you as well before?
Yes.
Then why the hell didn't you tell us? We put him on watch. What the fuck were you thinking?
It's a good question.
Well, as I was saying, I could have easily killed him.
You put me and my brother at fucking risk.
Why? He was trying to stab me, not you.
He could be trying to stab all of us for all we know. He just got you on your own. He decided to go for you. You're a fucking idiot.
Can I just say?
She sits up, and at this point, like she's getting loud enough that both Sarith and Stool and Turvy are all starting to murmur and wake in their sleep as well.
Spectacular logic. He was only trying to murder me, so I let him watch over me while I was sleeping. Just spot on logic there, Laurie.
Well, this is the thing. Like from what I could tell before, he wasn't genuinely trying to kill me. He was just like, oh, just poke him with this. It's like
4 times.
No, I asked Beanie very clearly. I said, what is his like his attitude towards? Is he sort of going, Dad? Oh, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Trying to kill him. It looked like the way Beanie portrayed it. It was like sort of going, it's just pose. Like I'm just trying to annoy you.
It looked more like he was testing out a new instrument or something. Like he kept stabbing you with it and then staring at the instrument, stabbing you, staring at the instrument. It was more like you were the test dummy for something. However, he does seem to be fixated on you being the test dummy apparently as he went.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't think it was going to go for anyone else. Like he just doesn't like me because I was an asshole. I mean that makes sense to me.
You still let him watch you while you sleep. Even if that logic had held and he was only going to attack you and not anyone else, he was still going to attack you.
Bear in mind, Mike, this is Renlund we're talking about here. If he murdered everyone else and then got round to me, I don't give a fuck. I'll just kill him. I don't think you understand Renland's logic here, Mike.
I mean,
I understand it perfectly.
Had he wanted to kill you in your sleep, however, he could have slit your throat.
He could have. He could
didn't
have
to use the 1 damage crossbow bolt.
Well, I'm not dead, so clearly he didn't want that.
Anyway, so what are you doing? Topsy is, as I say, she's riled the other ones with her words. They're starting to wake up, and you hear Turvy say, "What's happening? What's the shouting?"
Well, I tell you what, I'll take over what was left of his watch. Who is after him?
She says, he was he was the last watch. I took the first half of the night, he took the second.
Well,
he was quite eager, actually.
Yeah, well, I'll take over for now, but if he comes back, I think I will kill him.
That's fair. She then puts her head back down and goes to sleep. Turvy just kind of looks at his sister at that, kind of looks at you, edges away from you, and a bit closer to his sister, almost protectively, and then kind of lays down, although keeps his eyes open. Sarif just lays back down, staring at Stool, and Stool just again just lowers his kind of cap to the ground. You assume into what would be sleep for his very strange race. Are you doing anything during the watch?
Well, I'm keeping watch in case he comes back. But other than that, no.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having to think now. That actually, I was hoping that one of those Constitution saves would be failed because I had plans. However, I don't know why I convinced myself that as a warlock you'd be squishy in that regard. I think you actually have proficiency, don't you, in it?
Proficiency in what?
Constitution saves.
No.
Is it not?
No.
I thought I don't know.
I've got proficiency in wisdom and charisma.
All right. Never mind then. All right.
What was going to happen if I failed the roll, by the way?
He was going to try and vivisect you.
Oh.
Vivisect. Ugh.
Remind me, which one's
Oh.
that?
Oh,
That's the
Not
one.
one-
that's the one where you're
cut you
alive.
open. They cut you open while you're alive.
Yes.
This is the second of Laurie's characters to have someone attempt to vivisect them.
I think it is. I know, like that, like vivisection. That
Yeah, that rings
there's
a
been
bell
another
now,
campaign.
It was in Wrath of
It was in Wrath of the
Righteous.
Righteous. Yeah. Why do I keep trying to vivisect
Lucifer.
Laurie?
Yeah, it was when we were in
Well,
It was
Beanie
when
has
we were
some
in
issues
like
to
that
work out.
hotel, and that guy just sort of came into my room, and he was like, "Hi, I'm going to vivisect." And I was like, "What the fuck?" So I crossbowed him.
You hired out a room in an inn, literally in the depths of the abyss. Anyway, this game.
This
Yeah.
game, yeah.
You're
So
making bad life choices.
Matt,
Hi.
you hear noises. You have been you've been at rest for
Well, that was something,
about
wasn't it?
6 hours. You know, this tunnel, you've scouted out a bit. You know, this tunnel leads onto a larger expanse area, like a larger cavern. You don't know the extent of, so you backed up and you've kind of found a small, hard to find alcove that you'd set up camp in. You suddenly start to hear hurried footsteps. And you then see what looks to be a almost dead, like very, very heavily burnt Darrow just rush past your alcove.
Getting better.
And now, as our camera angle focuses, for the sake of the viewers and you guys, because Phil, Laurie, and Mike, you don't know this, Matt has decided that he is he'd like to change character, so
Okay.
he will be playing. And can you describe your character, Matt?
Do you have a link to your character sheet so I can put it on my Twitch chat?
Yes, I do.
Well, do you want? I'll tell you what. You describe your character. I'll find the
Yeah.
link.
Oh,
Like
I got one right here.
I've
They
linked
got
it over.
Cool.
Rather short little guy, maybe 3 or 4 foot tall, completely bald, with a few white hairs on his chin. Wearing sort of light armor. He's only sort of basic leather armor at the moment. He's got a bit of an inquisitive look to him. Sort of like everything is wondrous, or at least everything surface based is wondrous, because surface is an amazing place.
And this is a Sverfneblin.
Sverfneblin.
And what is one of those?
It's the same race as both Jimjar and the twins.
So not a gnome.
Well, no, they are a subrace of gnomes.
Yeah.
Peak gnome. Dirt gnome.
So
They're
you're
a
no longer
flavored
Flint.
gnome.
He will be, for the moment. We've decided he will still be playing Flint just for the moment. Like
Until-
whilst your party split, this actually works out quite well. Now you've got 2 in this party of actual player characters and 2 in your party. However, I will be taking control of Flint once we get to a certain point because I have plans.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like
oh my.
Flint's also tied to Cobalt as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and I realize this one. Matt said he wants to change character, but if somebody's not enjoying a character, then
Oh yeah, I'm not saying don't do
For
that.
this-
It's just
don't
Go
worry. I'm
for
not just going to say
something.
Flint leaves the party. This isn't the kind of story where that can happen. I'm just going to take control of Flint at a certain point, and hopefully people will enjoy the story that I have planned. Because I do have plans. So, as this Darrow rushes past you, are you doing anything?
Sort of, if it's, as it runs past, you're probably like oh, is it like there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up with him, and he's running and burnt. So he's probably running from something that burned him.
That's entirely possible.
That's a good conclusion to come to. I'm a smart person.
I will say, as he rushes past you, he does seem to be also muttering at a very fast pace. So much so that you can only make out a few words. One of the words, and one word that interests you most, is the word half-elf.
That's racist.
Half elf as in surface race half elf,
Yes.
as in
Or half-drow,
Ooh.
could be.
Hmm?
There are elves. There is an elf race that lives on the ground in the Underdark.
I run in the, or I move swiftly but as slowly as possible in the opposite direction.
All right, roll a stealth check.
It's the way you worded that. It's like, nope, run away from the story.
No, I know. I'm running in the opposite direction.
He's running in the opposite direction to
toward
the
the
Derek, so
story,
he's
yeah,
heading towards the story.
Yeah, towards the story. I get that. It's just not the way it sounded.
Stealth, right?
Yes.
22.
22. All right. Laurie, can you roll me a perception check? All right.
Never did figure out how to do this whole make it say the thing you're doing thing.
Anwar, you move out of this tunnel, and it's fairly easy to follow this, to backtrack this creature's tracks. The actual outside of the tunnel you're in is something of a fungal forest. Like, it's got large tree-like mushrooms that bend over. The earth itself is very moss-covered and soily. And as you kind of follow these footsteps, it hardens, and you find yourself walking onto more rough, solid rock. Further down, you can actually see that on a rocky shore, there seems to have been a small camp set up, and currently there is. You think you can see 4 creatures. That mushroom isn't part of the fungal forest; it's actually one of the mycanthropes sleeping, and one half-elf individual kind of sat, looking very dour.
Did you say lycanthrope?
I did. What? My brain's completely melted. What? He is a myconid. Sorry.
Myconid.
See, now
sorry. I got him and the twins kind of combined.
Mycanthrope.
No, I want there to be a myconid lycanthrope, because that'd be awesome.
Mycanthrope, just a guy, and then he just turns into a mushroom. How is it better?
Oh my god.
Okay,
that would be really
I'm going to
amazing.
try and... No weapons drawn or anything like that. I'm going to try and sneak up as close as I can, because... Holy shit, there's a half-elf.
You actually... It seems like he's more focused on being in a bad mood than he is on actually keeping watch. And you think you could basically get right up next to him if you wanted to. Like, he's not paying much attention at all.
I'm going to get close enough to him where I've got like a good angle of him, because this is the first time I've seen a half-elf before. I just know they're surface people, and they're like, that's awesome. And I'm going to sit down.
I will say that getting this close does trigger another stealth check.
Cool.
Like choosing to take that extra distance one. So stealth from you, perception from Renan. 18 versus 9.
I'm actually really glad that I failed this, because I kind of think I know what's coming up.
Do you?
So you managed to get next to him. You sat down about 5 feet away from him, like behind him.
Maybe about 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
Now,
there's kind of a firelight on him, so you can actually see without your dark vision as well. Which gives you
that's even better.
Yeah.
I'm 10 feet from him. I've got the perfect view. First half I've ever seen. I've got to keep momentum of this. I'm going to sit down, ignore the fact that, there's other stuff going on, and I'm just going to sit there and start drawing in.
So, Renlin, suddenly you start to hear...
Somebody let the dog out.
Thinking that this could be Bapido, being the pedo that he is and sneaking up on me, I glance over to see what's going on.
You glance over your shoulder to see a strange deep gnome scribbling on a book.
Do I actually know it's a deep gnome?
Looking at this book, then looking up, then looking back at the book, then looking up. Anwar, you see that he's now looking at you. You just gonna keep going?
Why not? I've got a good view of his face.
Do I actually know it's a deep?
Separate
do I actually know it's a deep gnome?
Flips the page, starts drawing. Still looking at you, looking at the page. What?
Do I actually know it's a deep gnome?
Right like that.
Yes, you do know it's a Swerfneblin. It's the same race as the twins and what Jim Jar, the Swerfneblin that just randomly disappeared, was.
Okay, Renlin, being the arrogant bastard that he is, the first thing is he sort of goes, wait a minute, hang on! Who are you?
I'm Anwar.
And
nice to meet you, I guess.
Matt, am I right in thinking? Well, I will say that it'd be fairly obvious you'd have this. So you do notice as you kind of look at him there,
it's probably quite obvious. It's probably a very slight glow to it.
It's
oh my,
a strange metal pipe. Attached to it. Is it to your belt or your back? I can imagine it's quite big.
Yeah, it's two-handed, so it'll probably be on my back.
Yeah. So it seems to be basically sticking over the right side of his head, over his shoulder, Seems to be a metal barrel with a slight glow to it. You can see a few runes etched in. You doing anything, or? Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. What are you doing?
Wait, you're talking.
Oh, well, I'm wondering. I wonder if he's going to answer my question.
I did answer a question, Manwar.
No. I said, what are you doing here?
Sorry, I missed that as well.
There was a guy running away, and some burnt guy running away. He mentioned a half elf, and I was like, half elf, they're from the surface, right? So I had to come and see you.
Ah, of course. I imagine you would be impressed to see someone such as myself. I would be careful though. That creature that ran the other way, he is a traitor. So if you see him again, be wary.
Ah, it's a traitor, vile. Yes, I agree completely.
So you've never seen a half elf before, is that right?
You have, you have seen them before.
Half elves, but half elves, surface races. You're amazing. Love the surface.
Oh, of course. That is nice of you to say so. Yes. In fact, we're actually making our way to the surface.
At this point, nearby, you both notice Turvey suddenly start moving towards you. And you hear, "Who you talking to?" And then he stops as he sees Anwar with his scroll back, and you can see he takes on a slightly more defensive posture. If either of you care to, you can do a quick insight on him. He does have a visible reaction to this, so
17.
3.
You just Anwar, you just think he's being, he's seeing a stranger in his camp. He's just being defensive. Renlund, you actually noticed this the first time, him and his sister both seem to have this reaction around Jimjar, more so than anybody else. It seems like they're a little more defensive, or not necessarily defensive, but they react a little differently to members of their own race.
Definitely supremacists, you say?
Not in a nasty, but more of a hiding their shame kind of manner. I can't actually remember how much in character you know about these two twins. It's been too long, so I don't want to say anything soon.
I don't think you ever told us anything regarding why they might be ashamed.
Yeah, I know. I told you as players
before,
because a few of you have their stats, but you remember their affliction as players, but I don't know if you know it in character yet.
And one knows nothing about them.
Oh yeah, very much so. I just can't remember right, Renlin. And you can see behind him, Stool has kind of got up and wandered over as well. Seems like Sareth and Topsy are still asleep, however, or meditating in Sareth's case. So what are you two doing?
Yes, we're actually making our way to the surface. Perhaps you'd care to join us. Maybe you can find out a lot more about me. Take some more pictures as well. I think that'd be nice.
If you're offering, I would love the opportunity.
Excellent.
Right then.
I've literally forgotten his name. Who is it? Who was being defensive?
Turvey.
Don't worry, Turvey. Don't worry, Turvey. This is Anwar. He's quite impressed with me, actually. In fact, he's doing a drawing right now.
So, you don't tell us about the guy that tries to stab you. You go to sleep around him, and then you befriend the first person who sneaks up on you and starts drawing your image.
Flawless.
Best logic ever.
You see, Renlund has this weakness, which was literally Matt.
As you're about to go to answer this or whatever, Stool suddenly pops his spores, and everybody rounds him, and all you hear in your head is, "Even I know that's dumb."
You see, Renlund has this horrible weakness of Matt's character came over and was impressed with him and started drawing him. See, Renlund's very, very vain.
Wait, when you say the guy who stabbed him, was that crispy Thero who ran away?
Yes.
Yeah. He apparently stabbed him before we went to forage for food, and then Renlund still let him take watch. Put us
Well,
all
like
at danger.
a
I'm
tiny
not
creature
sure
such as
staying
him
with
couldn't
us is the
possibly.
smartest move, in all honesty.
A tiny creature such as him couldn't possibly be a threat to me.
Oh, exactly. I mean, he looks like he can take care of himself. I mean, can't all half elves?
I sort of glance at Stool as in like, yeah, clearly that was a perfect response.
Obviously, that's where you're going with this.
Like,
If
yeah.
a mushroom can cock its head, Stool has just done that. You're not sure how that's physically possible considering his specific shape, but it happens anyhow.
His head is also his torso.
Exactly. He's basically just at an angle, like
Just
entirely.
topple sideways.
He just Bernarded himself. Just sort of like,
Hey, he woke up past his bedtime. Damn it! He just falls asleep. No. Yeah. So Turvey just kind of nods, not really willing to take this conversation to anything more conflicting, and then turns around. As he turns around, you suddenly start to notice. You hadn't noticed this before, but your eyes now drawn back over the camp, rest on the water, and you can see seems to be rippling, as if like quite repeatedly. Like you see ripples on it appearing more violently.
as if something swimming towards the camp.
You're not like this is the entire water that you can see. Like if this is swimming towards you, it's big.
Is there any sort of vibrations or anything going through that, like we can feel on the ground or anything like that, or is it just the water?
Is it a T-Rex?
It's at the moment you can't feel anything in the ground.
Okay.
Exactly how much water is around us? Because as far as I knew, we were on like a little stream.
No, you were in the Dark Lake itself. You were on a Dark Lake, which is a huge lake. Think of it as effectively it's almost an ocean, so to speak. In this regards, you basically landed on an island, as far as you can tell. Like having taken a quick look, like up the shore in each direction, you can't see where it joins any more land, like left or right. It's just basically straight ahead, land-wise.
And you have been sailing for 3 days, so
yeah. Like there's a lot of water.
Been out there a while.
Okay, so I'm going to draw my weapon because just in case something happens.
Time for making more art, man.
Yeah, specify which one are you saying?
I'm going to pull my weapon from my back.
I mean, that doesn't sound very specific to me.
So now you can get a better look at it. It is basically a metal pipe fixed onto what looks to be a handle of some sort. Not a sheath, a hilt.
If only I knew what a gun was. Anyway, I'm going to quickly wake the others up, but not like loud. I'm going to go over and just like shit. Hey, something's coming.
Like as you move to do this, like Turvey has also stopped noticing the water. Even as you step up to where Turvey is on the means to move further into the camp, you suddenly hear a deafening roar, one that is familiar.
Oh,
and as it echoes
dear.
around, the sheer volume itself is enough to split rock, and the ground beneath you starts to rumble and shake as cracks form, and the ground beneath you falls away.
Oh dear!
Roll me a dexterity save, both of you.
There's some Stranger Things bullshit right here.
Like 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's actually coming out soon. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity save, right?
Yep.
14.
12.
You both disappear down the dark, bumpy ride, as it seems the rocky island was had somehow formed above a larger chasm, which fortunately has enough of I forget the word, like it's rough enough that you keep landing on platforms and bouncing off, landing on the one, like rather than just falling the full way. You're basically kind of cushioned, like taking lesser falls.
You hit every branch on the way down.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And as you hit the floor at the bottom, you both take the full damage because you failed your dexterity saves. Take 7 points of damage, and you guess that you must have fallen at least 100 feet. Landing prone next to you is also Stool and Turvey, since they were in the conversation with you. And as you fell, you did hear Topsy's voice scream, "Turvey!" However, she is not. She did not seem to follow you.
Um,
You do as you hit the ground. You kind of have to cover your heads and such, as well as more rubble falls down around you.
what have we landed in?
Rock.
No, I mean, are we now in a tunnel?
Sorry.
Or...
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
What we landed in rock.
Oh dear.
Nice cushiony rock.
Boop.
Landed in the underground. Really?
You landed
Can you see that?
in temple.
In the oozing
you can
temple.
see that?
Still
apparently.
loading.
Wait.
You can see the name of the map.
You can see, yeah. Sorry, it's actually on the map itself with the fog of war. So it's like, wait, what?
I don't know. if I'm
Oh,
even
there we
on
go.
The name of the map in map.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Doop. So we get
Oh,
the page
cool.
for this. Got sweepened up.
Oh, do you know what the best thing is? No
What's that?
doors.
All right.
Why is that a
So
potentially
yes,
bad thing?
you're in
Because there's always
You're
no
in-
doors.
what seems to be a cavern tunnel.
Did you put our tokens in?
It seems there is. Throw your tokens on. Give me 2 seconds. Come on. There we go. Add your
I
best.
haven't had my full sleep yet.
You haven't.
Does that mean you don't
I'm
have
not
any,
gonna. I don't have one for you, Matt. So I'm just gonna use Flint for now. We'll sort
That's
out a new one for you
absolutely
next
fine.
week.
Yep.
So Flint, Renlin, NPCs.
Oh, and it doesn't line up with it. It doesn't line up with the grid.
No, it doesn't, unfortunately. However, I can actually fix that. This was a last-minute thing, putting this map together. So
Oh dear. Like when I toggle the
Fine,
grid
no.
on, it's
There we
not
go.
in the same area as
that's,
the.
I've just fixed it. That should be fine now.
Yay.
There we go. Kind of fine.
So,
Kind of.
Where are we? Not Pepido. I want Turvy. Where is he? That. And Stool. There we go. Ooh, I've got the wrong Turvy. Boop. All right. Sorry. All right. So yes, you've landed in what seems to be a cavernous tunnel. And it seems to be that the weakened rock has collapsed in a way that, if there ever was a way out, and either of these like far sides of the room and the side of the room you're in, they've been they've been blocked off completely. It would seem there
Is
is
the
a
rock still
passage to the
falling?
left, however, an opening in the wall. It would seem.
Is rock still falling?
Rocks and rubble are still falling from the top. It seems to be
Oh,
seems
that's
to
what
be
you
the
guys-
lesser amounts though. Like now it's about fist-sized rocks at most.
I'll.
You're getting punched by rocks.
Oh,
You
God.
do hear from the you do hear again Topsy's voice from the top shout, "Turvy, are you down there?" And it's kind of echoing down. It's very soft, but the echo is just carrying it along.
I'm gonna rush to somewhere where there's like no rubble falling. It's like, hey, take cover.
Stool and Turvy both rush after you as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. It doesn't look like there's any way to be able to climb back up.
No, the route you took was a very it was basically a vertical chute with various shelves and stuff, like just large enough to kind of soften your fall, but not large enough to kind of gain a footing or grab during the fact that you were surprised and you failed your dexterity saves.
Okay.
You could, if you were a skilled climber, you might be able to make your way up there, but it'd be difficult. And that's assuming that the vertical shaft is the same as it was when you fell. Considering all the rock that's still falling, you doubt that's the case.
Beanie, I want to fall down your vertical shaft.
Damn right.
All that
How
rock
far?
hard on the way down.
How far does it look
Pounded by
like
rocks
we're
all the way
falling in total?
Take 2d6 bludgeoning.
Ooh.
Sorry, Glory.
Is it not piercing?
Sorry. I will say as well, sorry, to give Phil and Mike actual stuff back, the reason I had held off at this point was to know who was going to be accompanying Laurie here. However, this works out quite well. Phil, if you're all right taking Stool again, Mike, you can take Turvy, if that's all right.
Sure. I am Turvy now.
Plans for the weekend?
That gives you guys,
This is your life.
gives you guys
I don't know what I'm
purpose
going to be
do.
streaming tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm not sure yet.
Uh,
Or if I am going to be streaming tomorrow. I haven't really got around to that yet.
Sorry, I had
Wow.
Give Stool a weapon.
That was just
So what are you doing, Laurie?
give us purpose in life.
How far have we fallen in total, roughly? Or can we not
It was
really
hard
see?
to
Because I've
tell
only
with
got
the falling,
60 foot
but you
vision.
guess at least 100 feet.
Damn.
It was long. Like,
I'll just shout up. I'll just shout up and say, "It's safe down here. Move before that thing gets you."
Just for reference, then, because I feel I have to point it out, given I'm controlling him again. Any other myconids within 240 feet probably sensed Stull's pain.
There are not.
There's pain while you. Okay, wait.
Well,
no, okay.
I don't think he knows about it, but
as far as you know, there are none.
But yeah, I'll be playing more D&D tomorrow in the
Stull,
evening.
then
That's why my stream ends on Saturday afternoons.
Poo joke.
Topsy, you hear Topsy shout back. I don't think I can make that climb. Hang on, we'll find another way down.
Oh.
If you try to speak that, Laurie, you were quiet.
So
Sorry?
quiet.
Oh, I'm talking to chat. That's why. Like, I'm still listening.
Only nerds talk to chat.
That's what's happened. So what you do? What's happening? What are you doing? What do you want to do?
with a drunken sailor.
No, that's not the lyrics, Matt.
I'll just shout, look, you're gonna have to find some way down. Otherwise that creature will kill you. We're safe down here.
I literally just said I'm going to look for a way down. Did you not hear me? And do you not think I know that? At which point, you hear her voice starting to drift off as she, as it seems like she's moving away. Although you do fucking moron.
Can we still hear the roaring?
The roaring. You can. It was only the one roar. That one roar was loud enough to basically break ground. Like, that's a powerful roar. You don't also don't know the distance at which
I like
that
the idea that she's so annoyed with you that even though she knows she needs to run away from the Demogorgon again,
she
taking
stopped
the time,
to shout down
energy,
at
and
you.
breath to curse you all the way down as she goes. Like, this is how much she hates you.
I'm gonna have a look around and just like down these tunnels and make sure this is okay, because we all still haven't finished our rest for the night, so I need to make sure that this little alcove that we're in is gonna be safe.
Okay. You have a look down the tunnels. What's the range? Okay, 1 square is 5 feet. So I really wish I'd muted Discord alerts beforehand because I can't do it while I'm streaming. All right, 2 seconds. FK. Steam.
Should be able to just serve me the. You should just be able to
Yep.
make that server.
I couldn't change my Discord channel without changing my scene. There we go. Just I didn't want to be streaming our Discord channel just in case there was anything. I don't think there is, but just for the sake of it.
There's nothing you'd be able to notice beyond people's Discord names, maybe.
Yeah. Either way, I'll.
And our highly
hold off on
secretive and intellectual chat.
I mean, honestly, at the moment, the only thing in that chat is just talking about setting up this. So.
Yeah.
Like, no, we can't let them see that. It'll break their immersion. Immersion.
They'll realise we're not the people we're pretending to be.
No.
Up to your right, you can see. Guys, back to the game. To your right, you can see there is another dead end. It seems like the walls there are fairly glistening with water. They're wet, they're slimy. It's very damp area. But it is a dead end. It is a defensible position.
Does it seem like there's any creatures down there, or at least
make a perception check?
Would you say the walls are oozing?
No, they're watery.
Ooze green slime.
They're just wet.
Oh,
18.
18. No, although the wetness on the walls doesn't seem right. Like, it's not. You don't think that's water. To your left, you can also see
the way on. I'm guessing.
Following close behind Renlund.
I just want some sleep so I can get my spells back. Come on.
Nothing stopping you just taking a nap right here.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Oh no. That's where the temple begins. Okay. You
can see that the tunnel ends and what seems to be a artificial structure begins. The walls are made of finished stone.
Finished stone.
Finished stone, as in carved stone.
Not some stone from Finland.
Yeah, not
And-
from Finland.
And the shape is much more artificial as opposed to the rough, kind of tunnely, cavernous shapes of the rest of the area you've been in.
It's much more Norwegian. No?
I'm going to have a look down towards this way and try and see if there's any signs of like recent tracks or things like that. If there's any creatures that have been around here.
Roll survival.
20.
Okay. You don't notice any footprints so much, but you do notice the walls. The rock itself doesn't seem like, now you're paying more attention to it, the actual wet look of them is dry. It's more like at one point they were melted, and it's just kind of from a distance it looks wet. Phil, you're not making sound.
I know I'm not.
Right.
I was following Mike along with the wet stuff looks dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
There's-
think of it this way: from a distance, something that's melted, especially in the darkness, in the awkwardness of light, it kind of looks. Pardon me. It looks wettish. It does look.
Yeah, because it's got a shiny
not
effect on it.
Yeah.
Like, for
Wait,
example,
found the dragon
glass is
mine.
dry, but if you just
And-
left the glass out somewhere, it could be wet for all you know, because it's shiny.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And yeah, the first thing that popped to your mind wasn't these walls have been melted. It was these walls are wet. Like, go to the easiest conclusion first.
Yeah.
So, what did I find with my 20?
What I just said.
Oh, so
Realise-
there's not been any creatures around here anytime soon.
Not that you can tell, unless, well, yeah, these walls have been constantly. It seems fairly consistently melted at points. Like, you're not sure when the last time that happened was. You're not really skilled enough in this area to know that.
Is there any way of being able to tell what might have melted them? Because this much rock being melted, if it was at one point solid, it's
I
melted
will
this much.
I will say that you can roll an Arcana check. I'll say, Anwar, you have access to this to check. I'd say actually you can do this check as well if you want, Laurie. Renan.
21.
This is dragon.
Hey.
We both got that.
Dragon.
We both got that. Or both
Going
of them,
out.
honestly.
They don't quite dungeons and oozes.
This seems to be acidic melting. You see the particular signs that suggest this was an acidic attack as opposed to a high heat burning.
Do we know why that is? Because this is like just a little small. This is like a little small cave, isn't it? So
You don't have any information to go on as to what might, like, you can tell that these walls have been melted, but you've not got any, other than the fact that you're underground, you've got no other way of guessing. There's a lot of underground creatures or things that might do this. Like, there's no other evidence to go on, unfortunately.
Someone done spill acid on this wall. Repeatedly.
Dragons.
yeah,
It was
Um,
dragons.
It's
that
probably
that
dragons.
melting thing, is
Probably
that something from around here as well, like on these walls here, or is it just
no,
this
it's
bit?
more so like it's basically once you pass through. Let's see. Once you pass through this kind of bit here, the walls become more so melted away as you go up both these tunnels.
Alright,
Okay,
that's fine.
I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna back away to here, and I'm gonna say, I think it's best if we try and get some rest here once our friend gets back down.
Yes. That's a brilliant idea. Yes.
All right. So what? So you're just setting up a temporary camp down here?
Yeah, seeing as I'm guessing we've actually probably slept through most of the night, so we've only got a few hours left that we need to sleep. So
I would say this is enough of a disruption to your long rest that you do need to have like an extra hour. I won't say you need to redo the full rest, but it's enough of a like jolt.
You're
that you
awake
need
now.
another hour. Yeah.
yeah, I'll
you
say
say-
Turvy, keep watch for Topsy and like wake us up when she gets back down. But for now, we all really need to get some rest.
Wake us up when she gets here. We'll wait here for her.
Well, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
So Toby's all right taking that watch?
I mean, I guess he's not particularly useful without his sister. So He's not particularly happy about it, but he also doesn't want to die horribly.
What does Turvey have with him at the moment?
You might know that better than actually. I've got the stat card here.
Oh,
He has
exactly.
a war pick, and yeah, that's it. Just a war pick, not even armor.
Okay, if it'll make him feel better, I offer him a crossbow.
Turvey does not take it.
I would say he's not proficient with it.
Okay.
No.
He doesn't want a crossbow.
I suppose he would just sort of shy away from it in that situation, like he's new people.
Okay then.
I will. Well, yeah, yeah. All right. So the rest of you kind of bunker down for the night. Or the rest of the night. Roll a survival check, Turvey.
Okay.
Or just base wisdom if you've not got survival. Which he does not.
Does
so
not have.
just plus 0.
Sure. So it's
This oozing temple is going to be interesting. I'll say that much. Now, there's a reason I didn't want to go straight in because, like, this bit here, this is the temple.
You
oozing
have absolutely
acid.
No clue as to how much time passes, but eventually, Anwar, in the excitement of the day, you are the first to awaken, and it seems like it is just the 4 of you still.
Doesn't Renan look beautiful when he's asleep?
Actually, no, he doesn't. You can see that Renan is basically sprawled out, like one arm up, of one down, tongue hanging out, like a pool of drool kind of on the floor next to him.
Oh,
hot!
I will stand over and watch.
You can also see, because it is the morning, there is a slight expansion at one point of his sleeping bag around the waist area.
Almost like someone's pitching a tent.
Oh, but in the Underdark, we don't call that morning wood; we call it morning fungus.
That just sounds even worse.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
That's what stool is. Talking about mushroom heads.
Anyway, so
mushroomоid objects.
See, you could have gone with something like stalactite, stalagmite reference, but I don't know. I don't know what you go for.
I had to go with the morning fungus.
My pants are getting quite stalactite now.
You're replacing trees with
there we go.
Trees with mushrooms, so it has to be morning mushroom fungi. Anyway,
stalactite pants. There we go.
Is this a good point to take a quick break?
Sure.
Like before the next day starts.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
So I will take a quick.
I did,
2-minute break
apparently.
to go to the loo. So be on.
Brendan was probably thinking, "Oh God, he's probably
also,
taking a drawing of me right now."
Because there wasn't mushroom.
Yeah.
That was so bad. I'm leaving.
I'm also leaving.
Wow.
I'm staying.
So, yeah, I was just saying earlier, like, I mean, this is called the Oozing Temple. Acidic melting on the walls. It's like, ugh, yeah, I ain't going in there. I need my sleep.
That's fair. Yeah, because you can only do what 2 casts per short rest.
2 spells. There's a reason I went with Pact of the Tome, so I could get 3 extra cantrips. Because you know, like Sean's Warlock on our Saturday game, like he has such limited spells. Like I've gone with a huge selection of useful cantrips, so I really only need to cast a spell if it's something like really important.
Yeah, I just want to get back to my paladin, but I don't think we're doing that today.
Yes, everyone has access to Discord video chat now. Like, that's kind of convenient because we actually just got it for today. So
hit someone with that sword, it's gonna be great. Especially if I add like just pile it. One thing that my paladin character does is it piles everything into single attacks, and then I'm done. Basically, I'm a shotgun with 1 shell. Okay, I'm spent.
Yeah, like I know what I'm going to be doing with this character is making Eldritch Blast better and better and better as I level up, so that it becomes my standard thing.
From what I can tell about Warlocks, that's pretty much the only viable way to go into late game, is to just focus on Eldritch Blast and then just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I haven't read much of it, but my understanding is that that's pretty much the only way to go, because the other ones are just sort of more utility, but not particularly useful. And if you're going to be a warlock, why would you be utility? There are better utility classes, like the ones with healing spells.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about the utility stuff is that you can have utility stuff and your other spells, where if you went utility with a warlock, then that's all you've got. And then it's like, well, shit.
Yeah. Like, there are better utility classes. It's almost worth, if you want a utility thing, it's almost worth going to... Hey, if you want a utility class, it's almost better to go start as a different class entirely, and then multi-class into Warlock, if you just want the Warlock casting.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Warlock is they get some really powerful spells, they just can't cast many of them, so...
Yeah, so if you want Warlock casting, then you say, let's go to level 3 in Wizard or something, and then take a few levels in Warlock, just so you can get the powerful Wizard spells, the powerful Warlock spells, and then cast them.
In all the years of doing RPG games, I've never multi-classed. That's something I will do once I've played every single class, I think.
Bear in mind as well, Warlocks actually get, in general, more spells than others because they get them back on a short rest rather than long rest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you could have the Warlock casting with Wizard spells, for example, and you could also have Warlock casting with other support spells.
So you can get Wizard spells back on a short rest with Wall?
Isn't it if you cast them? I mean, I could be wrong about this.
I think you're wrong on that. Like that's
no, because if you had a short rest, you'd only get back the Warlock spells, whereas if you cast a Wizard spell early, you'd have to wait until the long rest to get it back.
But can't you use your Wizard spells in your Warlock casting slots?
If they share the same class, maybe. I don't know this stuff.
I don't know much about multi-classing, but bear in mind, to get a Wizard spell back, you have to look through your spell book, which you can't do in a short rest because you don't have time.
Also, by doing that, you're lowering your spell level per your level. Like it's not, in my opinion, I don't like multi-classing spellcasters because you always end up with a lower max spell level.
You cast light in a dwarf
I agree with that. If you want a multi-class, then you should go into very low levels of Wizard for spellcasting, or you should just so you can get like the level 1 Wizard spells because they're ridiculous, or you should go something beefy and then go into spellcasting, so you can like do a spell sword kind of deal.
Personally,
my character in the other game is a half druid, half barbarian.
Personally, I think the only classes worth multi-classing with are rogue and fighter, and that's with pretty much any other class, but they're the only ones that are supplemental enough that you can multi-class into another class and still feel powerful. Like I made that mistake in my ranger fighter, and I did not feel powerful at all because of it.
I'm quite happy with my druid barbarian. It's working out quite well.
Thing is, though, is I have to say that when it comes to spellcasters, if you're going to multi-class, then you're really just sort of letting yourself down, because then it's going to be even longer until you get your decent spells. Because you get good ones at lower level, but
their major sell point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't particularly like multi-classing spellcasters. The only one that I might consider it with is bards, and that's because they have a lot of utility of other stuff other than their spells.
Bards are
like they're not just a spell-based class.
Bards are pretty nice if you don't do what I did.
Took a full pacifist.
Yeah, that
violent team.
I mean, maybe if like a different group of people, that might be quite good. But with us, pacifism, no, we're gonna wreck shit, whether we want to or not.
It was a good idea.
As well, I actively set up OBS here so I can actually look at you guys as you speak, but I still find myself moving over here and giving you guys the left side of my face. I need to just talk to your hair. Just waiting on Matt then.
I'm not looking at any of your cameras, and none of my cameras are on my screen.
Go on, Phil. While you're doing it, let's see what else you got.
Because of the crop, like this is even worse, like even weirder.
How do you even do that?
Top 10 personable. No.
Oh, I can't filter.
Oh, it freezes. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought it was actually taking pictures of you as opposed to like one of those though, because it kind of cut off the bottom of the mouth. It did just kind of look like you're taking a picture of.
See, the
fashion
problem is
guide.
They're all backwards.
It's the right way around as far as we can see.
I was going to say that they're right for us.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're backwards for me.
Also, what's with that ape that's sort of like,
I was going to say...
I don't know.
Like, check up my armpits.
I'm looking at this, my crop, and all it is monkey elbow.
Smell.
Phil, you cummed all over your webcam again. God fucking damn it.
So what?
Talk about
Again.
more fungus.
No.
A tiefling bard. Who else you got in your group?
Stalactite, all right.
So you actually had your long rest. Now I need to remote
Black and
those
white mode.
damage. Stop dancing on the roof. Get back down here. We have some D&Ds to play.
You're not my real dad.
You're not my real uncle.
I never claimed to be.
Didn't you? Oh, I thought that was a weird conversation we had. Never mind. So how you all doing?
I've caught the lurg.
Ugh, the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, me too.
It is rather.
I am kind of recovering from it, so I'm hoping that you're done with it by tomorrow, so I don't get it back again.
I was gonna say that's the that seems to be the thing at work at the moment is people getting ill. Then as they get better, somebody else who is ill will go too close to them, and then they'll get ill again. I'm very fortunate that I've kept away from it.
Yeah, you need to stop being ill in your job. You'll start the zombie plague.
Well, I'm not. Like, I'm honestly surprised because like we've got about 70 to 80 people in our building.
Surprised you
So-
haven't started the zombie plague?
So yes.
So
No,
yeah, but
surprised
who's
I'm not
actually
bit-
in
not
your
because of-
D&D
of
game
having
then,
around a lot
like
of people fairly
character-wise?
consistently.
Do you know
Like
what's
what
more
race and
surprising?
character?
I haven't become ill.
Got
soon.
Tiefling bard and who else?
Any particular reason?
Human rogue,
I work
a
at
wood
the
elf wizard, which is
university.
you,
Yeah.
dwarf
Check.
cleric,
Presses
and
a
human
lot of
fighter.
Illness part.
Oh,
now,
are
yeah.
you doing
Probably
the
actually also, you know, check
the
my
starter
chat.
campaign?
Sorry if there are people speaking to me in that.
Yeah,
He's
there's.
not
I think
sorry.
are you doing
He's
the
not
starter
I'm
campaign?
I'm DMing. I'm
Because
not going to be keeping
Yes.
an eye on
there's
chat
the,
while I'm
Sorry,
DMing.
not sorry.
there's the wood elf wizard,
Unfortunately.
which is what
I
Mike
will check
was,
it
because
out
I've
on
actually done the
Roll20.
starter campaign.
Sorry.
I
not
was
sorry.
the dwarf cleric.
Hashtag.
Sorry, not sorry.
There's a
Oh,
human
I need
fighter
to use
who
hashtag.
is kind of like a barbarian, and a human fighter who's
The revels are delicious.
like good with ranged weapons. Is that Is that
Rebels
right?
are give or take for me.
Well, that's kind of the
or
whole
is it
point of
just
Rebels, isn't
by
it?
complete
Yeah, very much
happenstance
so.
that you guys have
There is a
actually created
percentage
characters
chance
that
you
are
just fucking
basically
hate
the
it.
same as the
But I
ones
don't
in the
like
starter
those
campaign?
kinds of sweets. Like in my old lab, somebody brought in those like every flavor jelly beans and just put them in the coffee
dirty
room.
bots.
And people ate. I don't understand people's like.
Hey, some people like it.
I never understood that kind of mentality.
What kind of mentality?
What are we talking about?
Like the
Every so often there might be a thing you hate.
beans mentality of this could be peanut butter or it could be mint. Oh, sorry, this could be peanut butter or it could be dirty nappies. I'll taste it. Or I'll have it. Like I don't see the point in that personally. I'd
Oh,
rather
you
just
chose your own
take-
race and
well,
characters.
one
Okay,
like it,
fair
I
enough.
just- jelly
Guess
beans
it's just by
disgusting.
coincidence.
The greater question there is, who is the one who came up with the flavor for dirty nappies? And
I have no
how
clue.
did that
It is a
happen?
legitimate flavor. Yeah,
How
I
did that
don't
happen?
know.
Wait, what? It's an actual
At
flavour?
what point did somebody taste test that and say, "Yep, that tastes like dirty nappies," and the person next to him didn't go, "How do you know?
like,
I mean,
this
I
raises
feel like-
many
I feel
questions.
like-
What have you been doing that you know that?"
If you had a kid, you probably know that.
What, like, what it tastes like? You're looking down and go like,
tell
no,
shit
yeah,
yeah,
is the
I'll
thing
give
that
it a
kids
go.
tend to do.
No, the stories that I've heard, it's not exactly a
not a
splatter-free
choice.
zone.
This is a
Anyway,
war zone.
seeing as we're all here, can we get back to something rather than talk about dirty
D&D
nappies?
This is
That's
not a
great.
splatter
Why would
free zone.
So,
D&D is not a splatter free
is
zone.
everybody good to go again?
Yes.
I mean, I've still got a whole drink to go.
You can do that as we play.
Oh, but then I won't be drunk for it.
Oh, wait, you actually like
such bad.
drinking?
If you're only drinking
I'm-
one bottle, I
I'm
doubt you'll get drunk
confused.
out of that.
I was
Nah,
gonna
you're not
say,
getting drunk
No,
out of that, no.
I know I won't. I just felt like poking fun at Beanie.
I don't
That's
have any
something I
alcohol
need
in
to
the
do.
house. This is
I
a
need to get
sad time.
big
I
like
thought
set
that
can
is
of
the
cider.
whiskey I'll be
I
having
think,
after the,
like for when I'm
D&D.
streaming.
Ooh, good choice.
That's something I think I need to do.
You got me slightly
It
addicted.
might
to
help me
stuff,
sleep
right?
as well. Like I'm not gonna
Anyway,
get drunk off of it, but it'll help me sleep.
D&Ds. So, Anwar, you have awoken. Currently, the only other person that you believe to be awake is the Surf Neblin that Renan had referred to as Turvy.
And it seems like it's right about the time for everyone to be waking up.
I mean, you've woken up. You feel like you've had your full rest. You don't know, like, you can't look into the sky and see the sun as, like, even, like, especially considering that you yourself, although a member of the Surf Neblin, the Deep Gnomes, you've spent most of your life near the surface, or at least the last few decades of it. So you're kind of
More
the
accustomed to actually knowing
natural.
what sunlight is.
Sorry?
We're accustomed to being able to tell things by sunlight.
But yeah, that's something I need to do.
More
I
a case
need
of you
to
become unsynchronized with
like
the
having a
depths.
can of cider every
Like,
stream is
Somebody
probably,
who lives their
something good.
lives.
Thing is, I
within
need to
the,
find out where a
depths
good place to
of,
buy cider from is.
the underground would
Because
be a bit more synced to it
Sainsbury's
and
and
would be able to
Tesco's have
almost feel it as an instinctual feeling.
they've
However,
got
you've
some good
lost
stuff,
that
but it's a bit
ability,
pricey.
due just the stuff that happened to you.
So now that he's asleep and completely helpless, I pull off my Swerveneblin mask to reveal Rapido beneath and stab him with a crossbow bolt. No, I'm going to start going around and waking people up.
Okay. So you who first? The half elf or the mushroom?
I will.
What about the
I
gnome?
will wake up.
The gnome's already awake.
Oh.
I will
Sorry?
leave. I'll wake up Brendan. I will leave Turvey to wake up to the stool.
You step over. You're just shaking him awake.
That rhymed a little
Yes,
bit.
I'd probably be like standing over him, just like sort of staring, kind of. pushing
So
him.
Renlin, you feel you're having quite a nasty dream in which constantly you find yourself being stabbed, but every time you turn to look at where that stabbing's coming from, it's gone, and then it's behind you, ow, and then you turn around and no, it's there, and there's always that burning sensation afterwards, the numbing feeling, and then suddenly you find yourself vibrating, and then your eyes flicker open, and you see above you the not quite familiar yet face of Anwar staring down at you.
Morning. Oh, hello.
Oh, morning. Is Turvey here? Oh, sorry. I mean, is Topsy here?
That's racist. I mean,
That's not racist.
I was going to say, is that racist?
got them confused. Clearly thinks they all look alike.
I mean, they're
That's
twins.
racist.
It's forgivable with twins, especially
Racist.
twins that have those naming conventions.
I'm sorry, when did racism become forgivable, Beanie?
D&D universe. I keep arguing this.
Today.
D&D universe is different to real universe, guys. Fantasy.
So
Anyway,
wait,
we can be as
you
racist
racist
as
your
we want.
What?
Yes.
What? Yeah, racism in the D&D universe is actually a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it keeps people alive.
That's not
racism-
okay.
Keeps people
it
alive.
Actually it actually is a thing. Like,
Gives them a reason
why
to
do you
live.
like a human kid walks up to an orc and says hello? No, they don't, because they know that orcs are green-skinned savages. They don't die because of it. That's racism.
Whoa!
That's
They have
racism
fought
in
for
Dungeons and Dragons.
years.
Racism in real life is dicks that are ignorant and just dumb. But
Orcs have
racism in
fought
D&D
for
universe is
years
fancy
to get
universe,
rid of
guys.
that stigma.
No, they
Racism
haven't.
saves
That's the
lives,
problem.
Sean.
They keep forcing it on. They keep going.
Whoa.
That's the problem. They keep
Savages,
fighting
You're
it.
dead.
I must say, that's a very close-minded attitude.
My God. Ugh.
God, who knows what he thinks about the demon folk?
Oh man,
After all
the most
suffering they've gone
persecuted group of people in all of this world.
Go on,
Sorry,
Beanie. Keep digging. Keep digging.
No. I just get annoyed when people like take real life morality to fantasy worlds because different fucking worlds. Anyway, so what is happening? What are you doing?
Topsy's not here yet, but we're here. We're all here. We're safe. You're safe.
I'll go over to Turvey and ask him. Like, has he heard anything from like Turvey? Topsy. God damn it! Why do they have such
That's
similar
racist!
names? I keep getting the wrong way round.
Has Turvey heard anything from Turvey?
No, I have not. No. I have not heard anything from me. No.
You've been quiet during your watch. Also, you haven't heard
I'm
anything.
quiet all the time.
Um,
Part of the character.
Stull, for what it's worth, is still just asleep. Or at least you assume he is. The cap is completely down to the floor. You can't see his legs. This tends to be what happens when he goes to sleep.
I think it's sleeping. I'm not sure.
No, that really is the situation with this thing. It's such an alien creature.
I was gonna sort of squat down next to him and just sort of like poke.
As the first poke it causes it to shiver, and then a load of spores come out, and you feel a soft intrusion in your mind as you hear the voice. What's happening?
Time to wake up.
Oh, okay. And the cap kind of lifts up, revealing the little feet again.
Does Turvey, I forget, does Stool have anything resembling hands?
Not that you've seen. Like the cap itself kind of drenches his body. So for all you like, none of you have ever actually seen what's beneath that cap. Like you don't know what the under of that is.
I feel like it'd be rude to ask.
His ankles downwards.
Do you have hands?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I hand him a crossbow.
He looks at you. You assume he's looking at you expectantly. It is literally just a mushroom cap.
Just a
Okay.
question: Isn't the
He
crossbow
kind of backs
bigger
away
than
from-
I'll
Stool?
take it back.
Sorry, I'm stealing the character. Sorry, I'm.
I don't mind.
I really want to like. I hate the fact the party splits. It puts you guys in a way, but I hate giving up.
Yeah, well, you were the one who made the Dwagar decide to like sail the boat off.
I was
Then-
just pushing.
then
I was just
the one
pushing
who
the story
dropped him
in
in
what
a
I thought would be the
dungeon.
most interesting direction.
You're pushing
I
the story and the
apologise.
boat in the opposite direction.
And did it not make for good story?
It did.
Gave me a bitchin' cool sword, which I can't use
Which
right now.
you've not gotten to use yet.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna use it against the first thing that wrongs me. So
You did.
you guys better be nice to me.
You did use it as a healing
We
shield
will.
to stab.
I will
stick
say.
back
I will
to
say
it.
that. I think because of the situation we're in, I'll try and. I think from next week we'll do it so that there is half of the first half of the stream will be one story, the other half will be another story.
Can't we just conveniently bump into each other?
No.
Oh,
Like
man.
I don't like that kind of story. I'm actually trying to make a story of this rather than just make it a game, because I feel like that's the better way to do D&D personally.
Makes sense.
So I apologise for Mike and Phil not being able to do much this session, but I promise that will change next session. And hopefully getting fun out of it either way.
It entirely depends how much you're doing per, like how long each side is gonna take. Because if each side is gonna take an entire session, then maybe you do half and half.
We can do an hour and a half of each.
And I know it makes a good story, but it's like it's best for the players as well if it's not going to be that long until we actually do get together.
I mean, I'm not taking that part into account. I'm trying to make it interesting with the story. Like, I'm not going to have you just randomly come across each other, because that's shit writing. I hate that kind of thing, personally. Like,
No,
you're
if you
very
do it
far
right.
away from me. It doesn't make sense right now.
I mean, I honestly thought that's where this was going.
Up again at some point, but it's not going to be yet.
Like all of a sudden, the island we're on collapses and we fall all the way
fall
down
off.
into a new place, which is actually near where these other guys are.
Let's put it this way: I wouldn't watch that as a TV show, so I wouldn't write that myself as my D&D game.
Fair enough.
That's the logic I have. Anyway, so what are you actually doing?
So just so we're clear
Me
here,
telling the DM how to DM.
Stool does not accept the crossbow.
It's just that's the thing. I mean, like half of
Stool
us
does
aren't
not
going to be doing
accept
anything
the
next
crossbow.
week. Like I'm going to be, I'm going to be
Okay.
role playing like a completely different character and probably not doing very much.
That's,
So
that's understandable. He looks like if he has hands, they must be very, very small hands, tiny hands.
Jazz.
It's just underneath his fingers, like yeah.
Just see him shaking a little bit as he's jazz.
well, I'm going to go and have a look back up the way we fell and see if I can see any movement up there.
Roll investigation.
Probably not. That's a 10.
You can't see any movement up top. What's your dark vision? 60 foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pardon me. And again, you see no movement up there, and yeah, you can't see a. Pardon me. You can't see a clear path out either.
Okay. Say to him, be careful. Watch out for any falling rocks. I will see if the way ahead is clear. And I will see if the way ahead is clear.
Which way?
Well, seeing as this, from what you said, this bit here looks like they're blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Top right looks like a dead end. So you're heading that
this
way.
way here is the way ahead.
All right. Are you stealthing?
probably a good idea.
All right, roll stealth then.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, I want to shout up like the way we fell, but I realise that the last thing I want is the Demogorgon to actually know that we're down here. So. Ugh.
I feel like if it was still up there, you'd know even from down here, considering there'd be roaring and thunderous earth
What if it's just having a sleep up there? You know. Then I shout and it's like, oh, they're still down there. Well,
I would love to see a Demogorgon try to fit in this corridor.
I wouldn't, because it'd probably just like rip its way through. Like, yeah, it's a tight fit, but it's really fucking strong. It will make its way down here.
You know what? As the person also in the corridor, don't want to see him make his way into the corridor. Anyway, so you carry on down that pathway, Anwar. It looks like there is it is some sort of structure, as far as you can tell. You can't. The walls are all have the strange.
Miss Gray, have you been following the entire stream so far?
At some point, you imagine
as in the first 8 episodes before this one, because it's episode 9.
Wall. Down the corridor ahead of you, you can see what looks to be a corpse.
Oh dear.
Skin, sharp ears suggest a drow. Roll me a quick perception check.
The perception check is: did you notice that it was undead and it's just a trap?
No, it's did you notice the ooze?
I just want to quickly check as well. Is there any chance that this melting might have caused any sort of structural damage? Also, I got 8 for my perception.
It doesn't look so. Like, it's not like it's actually dug holes into the wall or anything. It's just like the walls themselves have basically lost layer after layer, very thin layer after layer.
Okay.
That's enough. You notice the drow isn't on the floor. There's about half an inch between his head and the floor, and about an inch between his right heel and the floor. His left heel is just touching the floor, you think. You can also see laying, next to him, but also slightly afloat.
Right, okay, because there's a lot of story that you've missed out on so far.
A mace, and there's also something else, wasn't there?
Like, Gabu's been watching that entire thing, so he can give you a brief description of where we are at the moment.
Almost like a spider, like its legs coming down to make the edges of the mace.
That sounds really cool. However,
would
I know what might cause a drow to float?
Roll Arcana.
It's because he's a wizard.
Okay, yes. 25.
You not only notice this drow is afloat, you can also see it's like paying a bit more attention. You can see that its flesh is partially dissolved, and even as you look, it seems to be dissolving a little more. You recognize that this is most likely you're looking into a gelatinous cube, a very transparent and more solid version of the typical oozes.
Okay, right, standing there. I am not going anywhere near you. I will be back in a second. So I am going to go and...
As you think that and turn around, you hear, okay, in your head.
Well, that's normal. Like, oh, I finally snapped, okay.
What? Who said that?
I said that. Again, in your head, no audible noise.
I looked at the drow. Is there any sign of life in the drow's face?
Not roll an investigation check. Also, Renland, Stool, and Turvey. You suddenly actually no. No. I'm assuming are you thinking this again, or are you actually saying this out loud?
At the moment, probably saying it out loud, and then eventually it'd be like maybe thinking it.
Well, in that case, Stool, Turvey, and Renland, you all hear as your new companion seems to be talking to somebody, although you can only hear his voice.
23 of investigation.
Well, I'm going to go and have a look then, because... Yeah.
Well, as you're moving over there, what are you doing then, Matt? What'd you get your perception?
23.
Drow looks dead.
Is the mace talking to me? Does the mace look magical?
Weapons don't talk.
Roll Arcana.
Who's ever heard of a talking weapon?
I know, that's crazy.
Now,
Never happened.
you actually have a bit of an expertise with magical items, and so I'm kind of allowing this from a distance. You can very much see that this is a minor magical item. It is not powerful enough to have its own sentience, so you don't believe that's the thing talking to you, but it is magical.
Okay, we'll try the thinking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Try the thinking thing. Where are you?
I'm here.
I
Don't
can't.
look at me.
Are you the drow?
At this point, Renlin, you walk into the room and you can see that it looks like the gnome is staring at a corpse. And in reply to you, Anwar, no, I am the Glabagul.
Oh, God, another one.
Yeah, I'll walk in and say, "Who are you talking to?"
Right now, he's thinking as a heads up, but he was talking.
Yeah, but he
so
was talking to someone, so
just thought I'd make that clear, just in case.
He calls himself the Glabagul. I can't.
Not, sorry, not the Glabagul. I am Glabagul.
He calls himself Glabagul.
looks like a dead drow to me.
He does look like a dead
You
drow.
you now hear this in your head, Renlin. I'm not a dead drow. I'm Glabagul.
Okay, immediately as that happens, can I roll a check to see if I know what would actually have the telepathic ability?
What
Roll Arcana.
Okay, where
13.
are you?
I'm here. You're staring at me. It's
Wait.
very rude.
Wait.
Okay, we're waiting.
If you're not the drow and you're not
Bless
the
you, Phil.
mace, are you the thing that the drow is inside?
What?
Yes.
Now, I may not be an expert on gelatinous cubes, but I'm pretty sure gelatinous cubes are meant to talk or have psychic powers.
Yes.
That's
I
racist.
thought that as well. But then I found that I was thinking. And that is indeed strange.
This is straight up out of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So this is a very philosophical gelatinous cube right here. I thought, therefore I am.
Pretty much, yeah.
Did I pass my check, by the way? Do I know what the hell's going on?
You can think of many creatures that are that have telepathic abilities.
Therefore,
You also
are the cube.
like seeing like hearing this conversation in your head. You know, you think of gelatinous cubes. Gelatinous cubes are not sentient creatures. They are they are mindless predators, only seeking to feed.
I will think at it and I will say, did you kill that drow or did you find him dead like that?
I killed him. He attacked me. I must defend myself. I don't like pain.
So you wouldn't attack us if we asked if we could walk past you?
No, I have. If you don't want to fight, I won't fight.
Okay, I don't know if I can do this, but insight, do I know if he's lying to me? I don't know if you can tell.
I'll say you can roll insight at disadvantage. Like, you can still try and get into his head, but
fuck.
it is such an alien conversation.
4. Damn it!
Mike, what are you doing?
Playing Ring Around the Mushroom.
You do not get anything from this creature. Like,
Ugh.
you have no clue whatsoever.
We are doing the Dance of Joy.
Would you mind moving out of the way so that we can get past?
Okay. And at this point, you can see the drow itself starts to shift as a almost invisible creature starts to make its way down the corridor away from you. You can now see, as it's moving and starting to wobble and such, you can now see the very much translucent ooze-ish quality of this creature.
And is it giving this sort of acidic effect against
Yes,
the wall that we saw before?
You can see it was kind of, as it moves into the wider corridor as a whole, you can kind of see it expanding to take up the rest of this corridor. it does seem like it's basically squeezed into this corridor for whatever reason, and you can see the walls themselves. Somewhat where you can see where he was kind of sat with the drow around him. There is a very tiny, like, more indented part of the wall where obviously he was sat there longer. He was burning it away for a period of time. But
Hey
the rest of the wall
guys,
wasn't being burnt.
you know what we just found? New party member.
Party member.
Hey! Oh, Matt, if only this was your new character.
Sean, is it too late?
Yes.
Oh,
Wasn't it Wayne who once
Yeah,
played
Wayne
a
wanted to be the
famous-
barbaric gelatinous cube who
That
was
was it. It
sentient.
was a sentient gelatinous cube. That was a barbarian.
Well,
But it
I'll-
had body parts in it or something, just so he could do various abilities.
I will say now, this is a very, like, the story behind this character is very cool. I really like it. But he does have a very good reasoning for being.
Okay, I'm going to very care. Hang on, can we actually see the gel itself, or is the gel like clear?
The gel itself is translucent. Like, had the drow body not been there, you'd have likely walked into it, like, without realizing. You know that this is a typical thing for gelatinous cubes. Like, they're ambushes. They wait in tight corridors where they know if somebody wants to get through, they'll have to walk through them and basically rely on their near invisibility.
Okay, well
strange,
I'll
that.
very carefully start to follow it, and I'll give a shout back to Turvey and Stool. I'll say, hey guys, come this way. We'll
Sorry,
sort
I'm
of.
moving map tools. I'm trying to move map tools on OBS because I'm that kind of idiot. All right. So let's see.
No, Phil, no.
do the
Don't,
dance.
don't
Dance
activate
like
Flicker
people.
Strike.
At this point, as you are following it, you start to notice. Sorry, just let me unplug this. Start to notice a few cracks in the wall that are becoming slimier and slimier as another ooze-like creature starts to sliver out. A couple of them, in fact.
Oh
Slimy
no!
cracks.
As,
Oozing out of the crack.
do you want to just put yourselves in that next room along? Again, I'm trying to move map tools on.
You are not
I'm not a smart man. I'm not a smart man, guys. I'm sorry.
When you say the next room along, the next two?
No, this one here. You can see into the other room, which is why I unplugged it. So put your characters in here in your party order. And this is where you notice the grey slimes seeping out of the walls.
Seeping. Ugh.
Seeping.
Ooh.
they're coming out of the wall sweepers.
So where is our friend, and where are the not friends?
He has. Well, actually, saying that, he's fairly slow. So he's actually. We'll say that when this is happening, he is. Just let me get a token from. I don't have a gelatinous cube token because I was not prepared. I'm terrible at my job.
Right, Illidan.
Well,
we'll go with
technically,
this
you
one.
could just get a token that's blank.
I could also just go with brain ooze. It actually seems fitting. He is there, basically blocking off the next room. He's not stopped, but like that's where he got to when this happens.
It's just
So
very slow.
yeah, put yourselves in the next room as you would be upon following this thing.
Cool.
Upon following Gladabull.
Not
Guessing
demon-
me and Stu would be at the back.
School would be following Turvey.
Yeah.
Turvey.
I do not have a initiative card for Anwar yet.
Yeah, so should we roll initiative then?
Well, put yourselves in your party order first.
We have.
Yep.
In that case, you're a bit further on, so move yourself another 10 feet forward. Like the ooze is carried on at this point, so it's basically as you get to the center of the room, this happens. I was basing where he was without checking where you guys were first. Bad call.
Cool.
All right. So the oozes seep out of the wall here,
Shit.
here, and here.
See, this is the thing. This is what a 4-man party could take this on. But we are just basically a 2-man party here.
You're assuming that I haven't chosen stats and stuff based on the party makeup as it is.
We're actually a 5-man party.
Also true.
The other one with the ooze.
Look, well, there's a man inside the ooze. One of the 5 men might be dead.
Careful, he's armed.
Yeah.
Which is weird because his arm is kind of dissolved right now.
He's armed with burning wit.
With melting wet.
Lacerating wordplay.
How do you tell someone's initiative modifier?
Dexterity modifier.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Ooh, where's my pencil? Where's my pencil gone?
Speaking of not bad.
Pencil?
Oh.
There we go.
Never mind.
Anwar.
Anwar gets 10.
10. Just be a sector about the ones that have already got stuff on them.
Are you trying to tell us that you're going to rub one out?
Yep, right here on stream. Actually, I'm rubbing 3 out.
All at the same time, impressive.
That's a stream highlight right there. Beanie rubs one
You're
out.
streaming on the wrong side of this, Beanie.
Wrong site, yeah.
What'd you say, Turvy got? Sorry, what'd you say, Tool got?
Still got 19.
19, Turvy?
15.
Renlin?
18.
Anwar goes dead last.
It's only taken us 2 hours, but we finally got into combat.
Hey, combat could have happened earlier. I gave you the opportunity.
And it could have happened later.
Technically, you've already been in combat.
Ah.
Yeah, technically.
I only just like half burnt a small gnome thing. That's not really combat.
Yeah, you could have fought the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
You'd
No.
been completely willing for it.
Yeah, you might have won. You never know.
And great use.
Might have just ended the campaign right then and there.
Well, for Laurie, anyway, the rest of us will be safe.
Huh.
Also, I have to apologise. My gaming is not on top form, unfortunately. Today. It has been a while since I've
That's alright.
the end of the game.
You're getting a bit rusty.
Yep. Great users. And I did basically just convince myself that somehow Laurie would fail a Constitution save, and had my entire session based around that fact. I don't know. That's very bad.
What would have happened had I failed the save?
Again, actually, he's gone now, so it's not really an issue. But yeah, he was basically planning on vivisecting you because you told him that book he was interested in was a part of you, and he was very interested in that fact. So
It's
yeah,
part of me. What?
So your plan was to kill Laurie, and that would be the end of it.
My plan was to have that happen. Well, have him basically drag Renan off somewhere as Renan awoke. Anwar heard something. Like the idea was to put Anwar in a position where he could save Renlin, so that Renlin felt some reason to keep him along. Turns out all I needed to do was let him paint him.
Yeah,
Works.
As it turns out, having a posse,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I should have said go for his ego.
Redlin is a vain, arrogant bastard, you know?
I'm
Told
not
him to draw
complaining, I'm
him
not
like
complaining.
one of your Vandelva girls.
On the plus side, the first person to react as these oozes seep from the wall is Stool.
Shock horror.
Murder them.
Go on, Phil. Karate him.
There is one that is seeping out the wall between you and Turvy. It is not a creature that you're familiar with, but its alien and predatory approach does scare you.
Meet the droppings.
Stool's already used his telepathy spores, so everyone's linked up at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It probably makes the most sense for him to just dodge.
All right.
He's not
On me.
fight.
Renlin.
Alright, I'm going to Eldritch Blast Grey Ooze 4.
Which one's that?
It's the one to my right.
Grey Ooze 4. Oh, yeah. That's it. Roll your spell attack bonus.
8.
Spell attack, I should
Oh,
say.
God.
That is a hit.
Oh.
It's an ooze.
It's an ooze.
Well, I don't know that, do I? I don't know what his AC is.
So, literally, even as it comes out of the wall, your Eldritch Bolt, I forget what yours looked like. Is it like a black orb?
No, it's green. My spell color is green.
That's right. So yeah, your greenish orb flies from your hand and smashes into this pool of grey, jelly-like creature. What's the damage?
7 force.
Doop, doop, doop. I should really have wrote these healths down. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I apologize. I really wasn't prepared for today's session.
You are forgiven.
Thank you.
I'm not forgiving that.
Wow,
Yeah,
the worst.
it was like 2 weeks ago. You were like, "Yeah, let's do D&D again."
I
It's like,
know,
you had plenty of time.
I fully realised that, and I thought I was ready. Unfortunately, as I say, it's been a while since I DM'd, and my head is not in the game.
To be fair, we are a very unpredictable group of people.
Also true. Although I knew you were going to come to this temple, so I could have prepared this, but either way.
Not certain with that unpredictable. Like as far as D&D groups go, I feel like we're pretty standard.
Yeah, I can pretty much guess what's going to happen to you, yeah. Although apparently I can't guess what saves you're going to fail.
Yeah, you can't do that because it's a roll of a dice.
I know, and somehow that's the one thing I decided I could guess. I'm an idiot. I really am.
Well, it's like my ranger has plus 40 something on his dice roll. It's like, I want to see if I can detect where the boss is. I got 40 something on the roll. It's like, no, you can't see him. It's like, oh. Mathfinder, yeah.
I do not regret not joining that game.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was good. The story
was really
of that
fun.
campaign was amazing because
Yeah.
Paizo are really good at writing adventures. Unfortunately, it was Pathfinder with mythic rules, so as a DM, I literally had to remember everything.
Yep.
And like, I couldn't keep that up. That was just painful.
It also didn't help that the character I made, basically every turn, he did the same thing of just shooting people because that's all he did. So.
That's, there was very few characters where it wasn't the case for, unfortunately.
Cast any spell I wanted.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you had the staff of do what the fuck you want, didn't you?
7.
Sorry?
You had the staff of do what the fuck you want, didn't you?
The Rod of Wonders.
Oh, Rod of Wonders.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was going for, but yeah.
Yeah, it was the rod of, like, any sort of damage spell apart from when you really needed it, and then it was grass.
It's my Rod of Lightning Bolt. Don't know what you're talking about.
The Eldritch Blast, the green orb smashes into the grey puddle on the wall, and you see parts of it splash away and hit the floor and other stonework and just sizzle. A very slight amount of smoke coming up as acid does its work. Anything else?
No, I sort of like jump back to keep my back against the wall. It doesn't have like slime coming out of it, and then that's my turn.
Okay. Turvy.
One comes after that.
Right, you said earlier that I didn't have any weapons, but it says on my sheet I have a. You said sorry, you said warpick, but it says on the page here that I have a short sword.
I think I wrote that down wrong because it says warpick on mine.
I know we
You've
were
also got a
with.
hand crossbow, actually.
Yeah, I do. It did say on the dwarf lady we were with had a warpick, I believe. So
she has a mace, Warhammer, I believe.
Okay, well, yeah. So, I draw my short sword, and I attack the ooze.
Okay.
So,
Eldred had a warhammer.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what I thought it was.
Spore has a fist.
Nope.
You say that, an 8 was a hit for me, so.
Is the 6 a hit?
6 does not hit, unfortunately. As it as the ooze slithers out of the wall, you swing your mace and whack against it, but it's the part you catch is basically a thin part of it that doesn't seem to have any effect on the creature as a whole.
Cool.
You do have multi-attack, so you can attack again if you want.
That's actually true, yeah. Sure, let's do that. It's a 9.
This time it is a hit. You manage to basically carry the attack along and stab into a slightly larger portion of the creature.
That is 1d6 plus 2. Okay. 8 damage. Oh, max damage.
And that was on number 1.
Yeah, this one.
Yep. Yeah, actually, yeah, sorry, it could have been 4. I just assumed it was 1. For some reason I didn't see 4. Alright, anything else?
No way that I can move between stool and this ooze, I guess. So
No.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
Alright.
That'll do, pig. Do oozes take attack of opportunity? I mean, I know my character,
You don't know.
but I'm just curious. Like me, I'm curious. Like out of character.
Technically, there's nothing stopping them from taking them. It completely depends on the DM. They are very slow creatures, so it makes sense that they are kind of too slow for it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Yeah, carry on.
That said, it is now their turns.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Where's that? Okay.
Matt, I really hope you've got some sort of massive AoE anti-ooze spell.
Well, now that you mention it,
OBS again. God damn it.
Nothing, no AoE.
Because I mean,
This
I
one-
have burning hands, but you're kind of there, so
This one moves 10 feet and then dashes. This one
dashing
steps
ooze.
up. This
A
one
little
steps up.
Dashing.
And these 3 are all going to go for Anwar. This one's going to go for Renlin. And this one's going to go for Turvey. Let's see. So, first off on Anwar.
Anwar died.
Your AC by my count is 15, is that right?
That's correct.
That is 1 hit of the 3. What armor did you say you're wearing?
I am wearing studded leather.
not anymore. It's dissolved. Ah,
No! Weirdly not. Leather armor is fine.
It is
You
studded
do,
leather,
however.
if that matters at all.
It's not enough metal to be
Okay.
relevant.
Studs don't necessarily have to be metal as well, bear in mind.
They could,
Also
like,
true.
burn wood, couldn't they?
For this reason, druids can actually wear studded leather armor, have non-metallic
Well,
studs.
technically, druids can wear metal armor. There's nothing actually stopping them.
As each of these 3 oozes basically almost pull themselves into small little pillars and reach for you, 2 of them you manage to hop aside away from them. The third one, however, does smack against you, and you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of acid damage.
That's a fair bit of damage.
That's some damage right
there. Then on Renlin, by my count, your AC is 16. Is that right?
yeah.
The one next to you does manage to hit you. Again, you're not wearing armor, I'm assuming, as a warlock.
No.
So
it's just magical defense.
yeah, as it basically reaches up at you from the floor, you take 5 points of bludgeoning and 5 points of acid, so 10 total.
10 damage. Jesus Christ, that's like half my health.
Just kill one, you get temporary hit points. That's one of my favorite things about warlocks, the on-kill temporary hit points. I like that.
That's a specific feature. Not
Oh,
all
is it?
warlocks get it.
Yep, it's a chosen thing.
Fiends.
I thought it was a standard thing for Eldritch Blast.
No,
So-
that's just a cantrip.
Turvey, the slime next to you reaches up and slaps against you, falling off the wall as it does so. The bludgeoning damage does not affect you. However, you do take 8 points of acid damage.
Whew.
And it is now Anwar's turn.
Okay.
You can very much see the speed at which these creatures are kind of active. Like, they're not fast creatures at all. They're not really reacting to your attacks so much as they are just kind of mindlessly going for the swarm here.
Okay, so I am going to. This is probably a terrible decision because this is going to be loud. But I'm going to
I sense a thunderclap.
point my weapon down at the. Sorry, I'm going to pull my weapon out. I'm going to do bonus action to load up and charge it. I'm going to aim down at the middle one, Greaves 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to fire.
Okay.
And this is my boomstick.
Is this a disadvantage because the point blank?
No, I don't think you get that in D&D 5th.
I think it's specific.
It is disadvantage on ranged attacks if it's within melee range.
In that case,
yes,
yes,
in
it will
melee
be.
range, yeah, cool.
Because sniper is a feat, bear in mind.
But sniper doesn't stop that.
Crossbow master is the one that lets you make attacks.
Yeah,
using...
you're right.
Okay, cool.
Even if you're not using a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yes, because it gives it to you on spells as well. It's just any ranged attack.
6.
Odd that
So
it
yeah,
would
actually,
put
Laurie's Eldritch Blast should have been at disadvantage. 6 is not enough, unfortunately. In fact, that's a natural 1.
This is loud.
Very fortunately for you, and I know this isn't necessarily a rule in D&D 5th, so don't worry, it's not going to have any lasting effects, but very fortunately for you, the blasting sound does not go off, as instead you hear... Seems like you forgot to load it.
Oh.
Do you want to use your bonus action to load it?
No.
You already use it.
Loading it is part of the...
Loading is a bonus action. I read the Artificer stuff earlier today for this specific reason. It's a bonus action, so you can't actually have multiple attacks for either.
Yep, never mind. Bonus action's loading, but the actual attack that I make with the thing is... Like, the attack I just made was actually an action rather than just being an attack. It's specifically a special attack action that I've made. Okay, yeah, bonus action to reload it. Okay. I thought it was bonus action to charge up the weapon, but yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I load it.
All right. Anwar unless you want to move.
Where would you go?
Through them.
Wade in.
Drive me closer. Hit them with my boomstick.
I guess that depends entirely on how much I trust Glabagool.
Blah 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 blue.
If you want to roll an insight, you can. I won't make that an action.
Blah 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 blue.
Well, so far he's not attacked us, and I highly doubt he's going to be trying to feed the other oozes because, yeah.
And a quick look up, you can see that still at his own very slow speed, you can see the drow corpse making its way, carrying on its route. It's not like he's stopping to kind of like using this as an ambush or anything. Like
Okay,
he is just... I will also say, like, considering that they're very flat creatures, if you wanted to, you can basically just step over them, although that will provoke an attack of opportunity for definite.
Acrobatics to a flip.
Do a barrel.
There is no acrobatics for dodging attacks of opportunities anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to move over here and just say to the others, sort of, we should fall back, drive them into a choke point.
Now, as you run away, I will say they don't get definite attack opportunities because they are very slow creatures. There is a 50% chance. I'm gonna, rather than asking you high or low on all of them, I'm just gonna roll. If they roll high, they're going to get to attack you. If they roll low, they won't. So that's 1 that gets to attack you, 2 that get to attack you.
Cool.
That's cocked. 1 hits, 1 misses. So again, you feel the stinging sensation as one of the acidic pseudopods smashes against you for 5 bludgeoning and 4 acid. Sorry, 6 bludgeoning and 4 acid, so 10 total.
Ouch!
Anwar is looking very worse for wear.
Yeah.
The scorch marks on his visible on his skin and even on his armor.
Wait a second. Did we have a full rest when we got down here before we went on the thing? Was it only a short rest?
It was a full rest.
When we got down here.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, I'm more happy than I thought it was.
Yeah, I'll say you were finishing off a long rest, so I'll say you were back at full. So, by my count, you're now on 9 hit points, is that right?
Yeah, not on 2, which is what I thought it was on.
Oh
That would
my.
have been inconvenient.
That's a point. Laurie, you went at all, that's fine. So it is... You can't really see what Glabberwool's doing, especially since Anwar, who was the closest, has moved away. Stool, are you just going to carry on dodging? Like, staying away from these things? Okay. Renlin, your turn.
Oh boy. I kind of agree with the whole fall back thing, so I'm going to cast Blade Ward on myself.
For what it's worth, if it changes your decision here, you have seen them all spend their reaction. Even the ones that didn't get the attacks off, that was their reaction phase.
Oh, okay. I'll move back to here and I'll do another attack on Grey Ooze 4.
Okay.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
6 force damage. I'm not rolling high on my damage today.
Yet again, the acidic puddle splashes away, and you see on the walls around it as smoke rises. Acrid smoke dissolving the walls. Renlin to Turby. It seems like you're now the front line of the party.
Alright, attack Grey Ooze number 1 again.
Okay.
That is +4.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got +2 on mine. No, +4.
It's
Yes,
+4.
using Dex. Yep.
19.
Nice.
Nice. That's a hit.
Damage is Wait, where is it? Damage is +2.
Okay.
1d6 +2.
Yes.
Yep. 7.
7. Not bad. Which one was that? That was number 1. Again, your short sword stabs into it, and it is corporeal enough that this is having its full effect. It's not like resisting the weapon. And yeah, you get your second attack. That's a hit.
Yep. And damage is 4.
Again, your short sword goes in, drags part of it off the wall, cutting it off. It is now about half the size it was when it came out of the wall originally, but it is still going for you.
Surprising amount of health, these oozes.
This one's on 1 hit point, if that helps.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't
Are you
help
doing
me
anything
at all.
else? You've got movement if you want
Is there anything I can do as a bonus action here, I wonder? Not really, no.
Yep, no. Something else?
Not really. Okay, no, I'm done.
All right.
Stay there.
At which point Turvey kind of spins around and realizes that in his inexperience when it comes to combat, he's it's kind of resulted in him being the front line here, and the Grey Oozes do start moving in on him as this becomes back to them as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 that get to attack him this turn.
Oh my god.
The poor little
AC 12 for the record.
He is not.
He's what?
AC 12.
Oh, I thought you said, is he 12?
No,
for some reason this made sense to me.
Is he 12? Is he 12?
Like, I have burning hands just ready and waiting for them to try and move into this wall.
Well, if you told him that...
2 of the pseudopods do manage to land.
We are rolling telepathic range.
Anytime tell him that was your intention, I would have moved.
Well, bear in mind, you were told to fall back, so... Whether you decided to... you decided not to fall back, so, yeah.
I did say fall back, drawing the control card.
It is also fair to assume, though, that like Turvey isn't used to battle. It's quite easy that in the adrenaline of the rush, he wasn't paying attention to people.
Yeah, I'm pummeling this.
He's like me playing Heroes of Storm.
Too deep.
In total, he takes 9 points of acid damage.
Cool.
Not quite as bad as it could have been.
Are you tracking
10
my
points
health?
of acid damage?
Yes, they am. Well, you can. I'm tracking every help. I do that. My OCD control freak nature. Grey Ooze is 2. Anwar, your turn.
You are.
Now your thunder cannon is loaded.
Okay. Right. I'm going to aim it at I know this is probably a bit of a waste. In fact, I know it's a bit of a waste, but I'm going to overcharge it and fire it at Grey's 1.
All right. For what it's worth, you can see that one is almost dead. That said,
It's
there's no
also the
reason
only
not to
one that's-
overcharge it because Artifice is dumb.
It's basically, I see it as I'd rather make sure I definitely get rid of this one so that there's a clear path for.
There's also no reason not to use overcharge. There's no limit on it. As far as I could tell, I was looking into it and I couldn't find any
if you're
rulings on it.
multi-class and you got something that gives you multiple attacks and then you get
yeah.
actually loads
In
of
that
action.
case, yes, but since you're a straight Artificer, there's no limit on it.
Also, there's things that let you do different things instead of overcharging it later.
Yeah, but as in right now, there is
literally
either the basic attack or the
yeah.
attack that does more damage. There's no reason not to do the overcharge.
15.
I will say the overcharge makes more noise if that makes a difference.
That makes a shit ton of noise, but the way I say it is everything that's we've seen so far is ooze, and yeah.
So, 15 on the attack roll hits, roll damage.
That is plus dex. 12.
Okay, that's enough to get the kill. So suddenly there is a deafening explosion as this weapon
You said
goes
deafening, not deafening.
I'm pretty sure it's deafening.
off. I said
heard
deafening. I'm pretty sure.
I heard deafening.
For what
A
it's worth, it's piercing damage.
A deafening explosion as this weapon goes off. The sound echoes throughout these thin corridors. I'm going to need Stool and Renland to both make Constitution saves. And however, the bullet does splash into the ooze and it bursts and falls apart.
Probably embeds itself in the floor beneath it.
It does embed itself in the wall.
Go Stool.
Both of you are fine. It surprised you, and you feel and you can hear the ringing in your ears, but it's not had any negative effect beyond that.
Hi, I'm Anwar, and this is my boomstick. Okay, I'm going to.
Both barrels for you, you bastard.
You bar steward.
Got something for me, have you? Go on then. Chop,
I'm
chop.
going to reload.
Loads of money.
We're all quoting different things.
Yes.
No, me and Phil are quoting the same thing.
I think I understood Phil's Killing Floor reference. So
reload, and I'm going to yell to Turvey. Turvey, get out of there. Get behind us.
Okay.
And then also, I'm going to step here on account of, there's a kind of Stool is kind
I
of
heard that.
standing there.
All right. Well, speaking of, it's now Stool's turn. You've just heard.
Damn it!
You've just heard this gnome scream, "Get behind us!" Or Turvey, get behind us.
Well, funnily enough,
Well, you're not Turvey, so why would you move?
Mm-hmm. Waddle. So Stool waddles through the corridor.
then he dodges because I can still dodge after that.
Cool. Waddles through the corridor and then lowers his cap again. In his most defensive stance possible. Renlin.
Well, there's still lots of people in front of me, so I'm going to go for Graves 4 again.
Okay.
7?
7 is a miss.
God damn it.
We know it's
Rolling so bad today.
I would also, bit late now for that attack, but it would have had cover as well because it's on the floor. So even though Turvey is a small creature, but it wouldn't have hit either way.
Wait,
Just the next, he's a gnome.
But yeah, I'll just say, yeah, come on, get behind me. I can burn these things. And that's my turn.
So Turvey's turn.
I'm not small, medium.
You've got the wrong card, dude. Doesn't
Nope.
have a short sword. Isn't medium.
I'm looking at the page.
Uh,
I'll link the page in chat if you want me to, but I'm looking directly at the topsy-turvy page.
Yeah, link the page. Like, I didn't send you a. If you found one online, then that's
No,
not it.
it's the one you sent me. How do I copy and paste? There you go. Literally the one you sent me.
Sorry, folks. BRBs. Topsy-turvy. Yeah, this person who made these Yeah, this is actually just wrong. So sorry. In that case, if I did send you that, that's wrong. See, I did also make you a nice little handmade
Yeah,
card.
I lost that immediately.
However, you're an idiot and lost it. So
I have honestly no idea when I lost it.
In Mike's defense, Beanie, how many of the cards have you lost in your move?
One. I also moved house, so I have an excuse.
Yeah, I moved house as well, from my house to your house.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
I lost it somewhere between the two, and I don't know how.
Anyway,
A street apart. How?
Yes,
How?
he's a street apart. I moved an hour. Never mind.
I don't know. Okay, so do you actually want me to have a war pick as well? Then, if this is just
Yeah, that's yeah. You've got a war pick.
right, what's the stats on that?
It's +2 attack and 1d8 damage. So it's actually kind of worse than short sword, unfortunately. But I'm not sure
And
where those stats came from. They're definitely not medium. Sorry?
What did you say was the damage?
1d8.
1d8, right.
Mm-hmm. So, for all intents and purposes, suddenly Turvey remembers what his actual weapon is, and it shifts
And
back into
he's
war
light.
pick form. and shrinks down as well.
Hacks. I call
So it's
hacks.
now your turn.
Turvey's turn, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, just so I know, is the rest of this page correct?
Let's have a look.
Like, that's important.
Yeah, it is. 10, 15, 12, 11.
This is where you plan ahead.
Nope, intelligence is wrong. Yeah, just ignore that page.
You sure you're not just like looking
I've looked at it for 5 seconds. No, it is topsy-turvy. Like, it is just their
Yeah,
stats.
it's topsy-turvy.
My guess is it's somebody's own personal changes to the campaign, or it's somebody just like throwing up as a troll. It's probably their own version of the campaign. Like,
It'd be a weird thing to troll someone over.
That's why I'm assuming that it is their own personal campaign. Like, it's a more min-maxed Turvy, to be fair.
Seeing as it's
Although,
Topsy and
it's neat.
Turvy.
Sorry?
Because it's Topsy and Turvy. It's not Topsy and Turvy. It's Topsy and Turvy, and that's why it's medium. Because together they are one medium.
It's combined character.
Just sit on the
Actually wearing a
shoulders.
big leather coat as well. They get into movies, though, that they shouldn't be able to. It's weird.
Just looking at the site, that looks like someone's specific campaign, so it's possible.
Yeah, it probably is. Like, my immediate thought on the internet is just that somebody's trolling, even if it makes no sense. That's just how the internet is to me.
That's fair.
Anyway,
Okay.
Survey, what are you doing?
In that case, now with my slightly less improved weapon, I will run away.
That's fair. Each of these has a chance. Again, same logic as Anwar. On a high, they get to attack. That's 1. That's 2. So 2 get to attack you.
I made a terrible decision coming this.
One of them hits, one of them fails. So one of the pseudopods whacks against you for 8 acid.
Is it pseudopods?
Yes,
That's not what you said before.
it is.
They're like slugs.
Anyway, so how much damage? I was not paying attention.
8.
8
And it's
damage.
acid.
Cool.
Yeah.
One of them hit me. God damn.
Yep. Your Toby's starting to look worse for wear here. A lot of his flesh is
Not
looking
used to taking damage.
Their turns now.
Yeah, I made a terrible choice coming here and then forgetting that.
Bloop.
Oh shit.
Bloop.
Like, this was the plan.
One of them goes for Renlin, 3 of them go for Anwar.
Ow.
Don't you die on me.
Too late.
Imagine if he died in the first session to oozes.
Well, he can just go back to playing Flint then, can't he?
Yes, he could.
Long-lasting character. One of the pseudopods hits Anwar for 4 and 5 damage, so 9 total, which knocks you down to 0 exactly, doesn't it?
Yep.
Oh my god.
So Anwar falls to the ground.
Well, at least your max health hasn't changed this time.
Yeah,
That's something.
that's a definite plus.
Then one of them attacks Renlin.
-12.
That's a hit.
What? Son
He
of a
rolled a
bitch.
16 on the dice.
You're rolling well today, and we're not.
I am.
Okay.
This is always what happens. Like, this fight isn't that difficult. The problem is that they've rolled high and Turvey stayed in the fight.
Also, speak for yourself. I've been rolling perfectly fine.
Yeah, me
You
too.
rolled? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You
well.
take 7 bludgeoning and 7 acid,
What?
knocking you down to 2 total, am I right?
Correct. Fucking hell.
Murder them quick.
They rolled well.
You can still burning hand them without hitting.
Yeah, I know, but
I will say,
guy.
yeah, since Anwar is prone, you can basically...
Yeah, he's prone as well. I was actually meaning
That'd be
that.
nice.
To be fair, you could probably still get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You get 3, just aim.
well,
it
I was
forward,
expecting I'd only get 3. But if he's saying I can get 4, then I'll take it.
I mean, you can if you hit.
I'll
character.
be nice and say that yes, you can get all 4 without getting Anwar.
Oh, I was gonna say, wouldn't it just be a death save?
Yeah, it actually would be. It'd be a death fail.
Yeah.
So that's their turns. Roll me a death save, Matt.
Just don't
Just don't die.
whatever it's called.
He can't die in the first roll, whatever. Even in that one, it's just 2 fails.
Yes, don't nat
It
one
should
it.
pass.
You'll be fine. Well, if he nat one it, then he'd take 1 more death fail and then just die
Die.
from this.
Stool. Things are happening. You're very scared.
Still just kind of whimpers into everyone's mind. What should I do?
Draw a weapon and fight.
You're unconscious.
I was going to say, no conscious.
Yeah, but it's telepathic. Telepathic.
Still
In his
ready,
dreams.
You can't telepathy while you're unconscious.
Speaking
In
of
his
that,
dreams.
Yes, Burning Hands, Dexterity, DC 13 to halve.
I fail.
13 with their
Ooh.
minus bonus.
Not bad.
You have to roll 15 or higher to pass this save.
And they all
That's
make
2
it.
fails. That's in that 20. One of these grey oozes leaps and lands on the roof.
He's a god among
You're,
oozes.
Completely avoiding the
Jews.
well, half
It's
half
hot.
avoiding the fire.
Hmm.
This one here, boop, 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 boop. He gets.
Ooh.
That's also how he dodges it, by the way.
Did any of them die?
How much damage is that?
20.
20. Let's see. So that was 2, 4, and 3. Take full. 2, 3, 4 completely evaporates.
You know, for a brief moment I thought you meant all 4. It's like, oh no.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they have super high health.
2 and 3 look very weakened, but are
Then
still
again.
there. Anything else in your turn?
Yeah, I have to back away, like I'm nearly dead.
All right.
You get temporary health, however.
I
If you're
do,
backing
yeah,
away,
but
you have
still.
to go, like, right behind us, and you'll probably get attack of opportunity.
Well, I can retreat, can't I?
You can't disengage.
There's
Disengage.
no
It's an
disengage
action.
if you've used your action.
Yeah, it's an action.
Unless
Ah.
you're
That said, it's the same logic as before. It gets a 50-50 chance as to whether it's quick enough to attack you.
Do you want to take that risk with the rolls we've been having?
You say that, I mean, it's going to attack me. It's either going to attack me because I stand there, or have a chance to attack me because I'm backing away. So,
Well, it's got my turn in between.
Okay, that's actually good logic, which considering all the other choices Laurie's made this session,
yeah, I'm going to retreat back to here.
Quick, hide behind the mushroom.
that's a 2, which means it doesn't attack you. It is difficult terrain getting past these 2, but you have enough movement despite
Yeah,
that.
bear in mind that's my logic versus me playing as Renan's logic, so...
That's fair. Yeah. It is now Turvey's turn.
I'll war pick this one.
Okay, roll your attack. +2.
Save me! Save me!
This one is number 3.
Nat 20.
Hey!
That's a crit. That's a hit. Roll damage twice, so 2d8.
Do I get any pluses to this at all?
No.
It's 2d8 plus something, because it doesn't use my stats as well.
Add your strength, which you have 10, which is 0 modifier.
Oh, okay.
So it's just 2d8.
2d8. Zubba.
Oh,
And unfortunately, the 2d8 rolls higher than a 2.
Hmm.
You feel the war pit go down and it splashes. Burning sensation as parts of it kind of splatter against you. Not enough to do damage, but enough to be very uncomfortable.
Clearly, I was unable to kill anything before this turn because I was swinging it like a sword.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Anything
Once I
else?
start using it properly, it works. Can I go over to Flint and stabilize, or is stabilize an action?
That's an action itself.
Okay.
You can
So-
still move between your attacks, but you've basically got one attack you can do and a
Well,
movement.
I guess I'll stand there. Why not?
That was such an aggressive, like, out of the blue cough.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to cough into the microphone.
Well, that's the thing. You didn't. You kind of turned away and specifically did your right. It just looks so aggressive, like "fuck you." Okay,
I've still got the plague. I apologise. And that's my turn.
and that's it. All right. Turvy to the grey oozes.
I need a rest after this. Fucking hell.
You've only
Isn't
been
that-
awake like 10 minutes.
I know.
Isn't that how warlocks go, though?
Welcome to what it's like when you don't have healers with you.
I don't want to be this DM, but I've kind of got to be. So one of them goes for Turvy. The other one starts reaching out
Devouring.
and attempting to devour the helpless gnome. That is one death fail on you, Matt. So and on Turvy, that is a hit.
Oh my god.
Which
These
is
guys are
4
fucking-
acid damage.
Oh.
And rolling. Like, to be fair, Turvy's not got the highest AC anyway. He's only got 12.
Yeah, but these are like combat master oozes.
They're really not. The idea behind these things is you retreat and you attack from a distance. Like, they've only got 10-foot movement. You guys just unfortunately haven't been putting yourselves in that position.
We don't have any range attacks that we've been able to use.
You've got a spellcast. You've got a guy with a gun.
I realised that halfway through saying it. Yeah.
You've also got a hand crossbow and a myconid. Like, you've got a
I actually
mushroom.
completely forgot I had a hand crossbow.
I mean, the mushroom doesn't.
That one's on your sheet.
You can throw spores at them, right?
Anwar, roll a death save. Don't roll in that one.
5.
Not
It's
on that
bad,
one.
but not in that one.
Not
Please don't let me kill
instantly.
your new character.
Was I killed by
first
the
fight against
Was I
oozes.
hit by the
You
burning
were hit
hands?
by the ooze, weren't
You
No,
were
you
hit by
weren't.
the burning hands.
Okay, right, okay.
Stool, what are you doing?
Stool is going to.
Unarmed attack.
Why?
Headbutt.
How dire do his companions look? His currently conscious companions.
His currently conscious companions look very wounded. Like, heavily wounded.
Like, I'm nearly
How
dead.
does Grey Ooze look?
The both oozes look fairly well. One of them looks very close to death. The one nearest you is still looking kind of healthy, as far as you can tell. Oozes to look like it mostly looks like ooze, which, in all honesty, actually sounds very unhealthy. It has the plague.
I know how it
It's
feels.
not the only one. Shit. See, I don't know if if Stool would attack when it's that healthy. Don't think he would in my mind.
He can only fight if he goes
He's-
for the kill.
The thing is, the only one that he's really got, and even the slightest attachment to here, is Turvy.
Yeah.
He might do that. Like, I can, in my mind, I picture him just going for the headbutt hair to help Turvy. Like,
That's about this thing. I'm kind of like he might do it just sort of more out of desperation. But I don't know if that would if he's that desperate yet. But
Turvy's looking wounded, so
all right then. Stool will step next to Turvy and will try and fist the ooze.
Oh,
well,
Yeah, but
he
that is-
doesn't really have fists, so it's more of a headbutt. But
The attack says fist.
oh wow, fair enough.
little
Roll your
tiny
attack.
hands appear. I'm now imagining you're one of those mushroom guys from Dark Souls.
17.
Oh god,
That's it.
he's gonna be.
Roll
He's
damage.
gonna be, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
no,
minus
28.
1. So 1
which is
bludgeoning.
fine because it means
plus
you knock him the fuck out.
3
So-
poison.
That's
And
not.
3 poison. Ooh.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
'cause
can
he does
poison
That's
him?
not-
1d4 minus 1 bludgeoning and 1d4
That's not
poison.
28.
This is where we find out that he's actually the most competent fighter of the entire.
He's
I
really
was
not.
really hoping that he
Doesn't-
would go
doesn't do
in.
bad damage.
I would like to point out that he's the only character so far with a 100% hit rate.
Very true.
Yeah. I was really hoping he'd go in
My
nat
level.
20 and just insta kill the ooze.
Get on my level.
So
Turns
to
out he's
complement that
actually-
description, Stool rushes forwards and leaps at the ooze, effectively going horizontal in the air and just slamming down. He's prone, but has enough time to get back to his feet and kind of shake.
He really is one of those mushroom people from Dark Souls.
Yes.
Like one of the baby
Rendon.
ones that are always falling over.
He's a baby version of the baby versions.
Oh.
Rendon, your turn.
Right, I attack Grey Ooze.
Which one?
As in Grey Ooze, as in not
That's a
Grey
hit.
Ooze 2.
Oh, right, I see.
9 force damage.
Okay. It is looking. Even that one is now looking incredibly wounded. In fact, that one now looks more wounded than the other one. Turvey!
Damn it. I was hoping I'd kill it.
Okay,
So close.
can I stabilize from here?
Yes.
I do that.
Okay, roll medicine. That's wisdom.
Is my wisdom correct on this sheet?
No, I think so. It's plus 0.
Yeah, so wisdom is actually plus 0 on the sheet.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, fair enough. I think it's your intelligence that was wrong.
12.
Oh, thank God. Yes, you. Even in your panic, you reach down and you do manage to pull him a bit away from the other the grey ooze that's trying to eat him.
Stop that.
And you kind of splash a bit of water from your water pouch onto him, clearing away a bit of the ooze. You suddenly find it very thankful that the group did have the foresight to boil some water when you camped out the previous night. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had that.
Well, my options were either stabilize Matt or shapeshift.
Turvey would not shapeshift.
That's why I did that.
I believe I did write that on the personality part of the card that I made.
I know. I remember that
I'm
bit.
pretty sure I've still got mine.
Anyway, it's the ooze's turns. There's this one is going to attack Turvey. Or is it going to attack Stool? It just got attacked by Stool, so it's going to go for him. It hits.
Of course.
What is Stool's AC?
Now, it technically has the potential to one-hit Stool here. It does 10 total damage, knocking Stool down to 1 health.
Stool screams in everyone's mind.
This is a very deafening scream. The other one, it's still only got one target. So it attempts to devour Anwar again, which is going to mean a death fail for you, Matt.
Yep.
So he's dead.
Nope. He's stabilized. Wait.
I don't think stabilizing gets rid of the saves.
No, it's when they wake up.
Then you get healed.
You're going to need to check that now, because that's actually super
Yeah,
important.
I do actually need to check that.
Yep. I've got a feeling I'm dead.
Yeah, I feel like it. I don't. I feel
Well,
like
I'll tell you what, actually.
Sorry?
What makes
not
more
relevant.
sense, in my mind, actually, as Turvey bends over to heal him, the creature sends a pseudopod attack at him. It's got a more threatening target that it needs to get rid of.
It's stealing his food.
So wait, you're saying this one attacked instead?
No.
There's no
That
way
one-
that one's in range.
That one attacks because I'm being nice. As Turvey is bent over, like stabilizing. Bear in mind, you leant into his square to stabilize him. So this is because I'm being nice and not wanting to kill Matt's new character on his first session.
You still should check that roll though.
I will for next time. So 7 points of acid damage.
I mean, I don't need to kill my fanboy. I've only just met him.
Because you know what the problem is? Then I need to make backups for my backups.
Not meaning
Matt,
to be a
you
dick.
already have
Like,
backups for your backups for your
this could have been
backups.
Anwar, your turn. Like this is always the thing when I'm
for my
planning
turn,
fights. It's like
Wait,
they can
sorry,
exploit this. They don't want to exploit this.
1
I'm
hour.
back, but
1 hour until I'm conscious.
I
yeah.
disconnected, by the way. So
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't get any of that.
When did you disconnect?
Like just now.
So I
nice.
don't.
So
think
I
you
missed the
anything.
ruling on it. I missed the ruling on whatever, and
You took 7 points of damage.
okay, so I missed that. I also missed if you.
He's gonna look up next for next
Oh god,
session.
you need to
Yeah.
kick me from the server.
Oh, can you not get back in?
Yeah, I can't get back in because somebody's already using my name.
How do I do that again? There we go.
If you just give it like 30 seconds, it'll automatically do it.
Yeah. Also, if you were talking about whether or not you lose your saves after being stabilized.
You've been booted.
You you lose all. Oh, when you've been stabilized.
Stabilized, not healed. Stabilized.
Yeah, I think Sean's going to look it
I
up next
don't know
session.
about that.
We'll figure it out rather than figuring it out now when we're playing. I'll figure it out for next session. As I said, so it is now Stool's turn. Everything hurts.
So
Literally everything.
7 points of
You
damage.
took 7, yeah.
I'm also on the wrong page now. Need to move to the fight.
Boop.
Thanks.
I mean, it looks like we're in up shit creek, so Stool's just gonna hit again. Not like he's got anything to lose at this point.
Okay.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
So that'll be 2 bludgeoning and 2 poison.
Mortal.
Is it dead yet?
So Stool is effectively crying as he's doing this now. Like, he does not want to be doing this shit. He leaps and, again, headbutts the creature on the ground. It is barely moving, but it is moving. Renlin.
I tried.
Party wipe to oozes.
I hit it.
Okay, roll your attack.
Wait, why do I
That's
get a
hit.
feeling that that's a crit? Am I thinking of the wrong
That's not
character
correct.
here?
You're thinking of the wrong character. You don't get critical bonuses on the Warlock, I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't.
I don't think there's any spell
It's a-
attacks that by default get.
Champion fighters.
4
that
force
get
damage.
Yeah, you're thinking of Swifty.
4 force
that
damage.
should-
He doesn't have it either.
Doesn't Swifty
No.
have it? I thought.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I went with
It's only
Battlemaster.
champion fights that
Either way, that's enough. The green orb splashes into the ooze, and the ooze is destroyed.
Right, I'll move there, and then that's my turn.
Okay, Turvey. You have 2 attacks. Make them count. Mike.
Right.
Fix it.
So you haven't been hit again, right? Matt hasn't been hit.
He hasn't. No, he's still stable.
Right. I can step over him without any penalty, right?
Yep.
Attack twice.
Okay. +2 on the attacks. Only need to beat 8. Only need to meet or beat 8.
Damage?
Attack.
15 to hit. I'm
That's a
guessing.
hit. Yep.
And then it's
1d8.
plus. It's just 1d8.
Just
isn't it?
1d8.
Oh, that did not work out. 1d8. 1. 1 damage.
Sploosh goes the ooze.
Oh,
Second
thank
attack.
God.
Second attack. Misses.
Oh, God.
As you bring the war pick down the first time, you do manage to catch it just on the edge as it backs up. As you try to bring your hand back up, though, you recoil in horror as the ooze almost oozes over the weapon itself, reaching for your hand. And just out of pure instinct, you let go, dropping the war pick to the floor.
Oh,
The ooze then reaches for you and hits, doing exactly 7 points of damage, which knocks Turvey down.
Yep.
Oh,
my God.
Yep. So I had 5 health for that anyway, so yeah.
Don't worry, I'll stabilize you.
Stool.
Like, at this point, I don't fucking know.
It's still
I mean,
able to
Stool
perform
can't get
medicine?
something to hit it this turn.
Hmm.
Stool only has a 10-foot movement speed, so it's kind of
Could always sprint up to it and then do nothing.
and then not do anything.
Yep.
Get hit.
Yep. So then Toby and still can go down.
Well, bear in mind, like, yeah, this
Or
is
go
a
from
turn-based
consciousness
game, but still, if you're planning on hitting it at some point, you'd still be moving towards it, I guess.
Yeah, but again, even Stool won't be stupid enough to move into a position to let it get the first attack.
What you could do is move up to it, hope it makes an attack of opportunity, move, so then you can take an attack of opportunity.
Stool will move there and dodge.
What
Okay.
is slam of opportunity?
Renlin, please pray to God finish this. Thank you.
4 force
That'd be-
damage.
That is finally enough. As
There we
As
go.
the green orb splashes in and destroys the grey
And
puddle.
the next thing I would do is go up to Turvey and cast Spare the Dying, instantly stabilizing him.
Okay. So even if he rolled a natural 1 on the 1 turn it takes to do that, he still survives it. So everybody's stable, everybody's conscious. And that is where we're going to leave it for this section.
XP.
With Glabagool
Okay.
disappeared. XP. For that, you get 500 XP divided by 4, so you get 125 apiece. For the things above, I will say that I'll say you get 200 XP for dealing with Pedo. That goes to you as well, Matt. I know you didn't really have much in that encounter, but also kind of the parts of what we've been doing the last day or so as well. All right, and that is where we'll leave this session. I'll have a bit more prepared for next session and be a little more.
I did all right. You're rusty.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was good. I did foresee that we would have a tough fight here, and yeah, it would be nice if we can get everyone in the same place so we can have a good 4-man team.
The thing is that wasn't the fact that you were lacking the team though. That was the
They rolled well, we rolled badly.
Not even that. It's again. This is very easy to point out as a DM who's on the side here of the stats, but it is.
That's good to hear, Gabu.
Is they had a very clear weakness. You didn't exploit that. Like the fact that they can only move 10 feet per turn and attack.
I tell you what, Gabu, if you're around tomorrow afternoon,
you can very much just kind of
I can make sure I'll do some streaming for you, just for sake
non-sentient nature
of what's up.
But again, easy for a DM to say. I'm sat here next to the stats.
So I'll probably stream some either Overwatch or
gotten hit with an attack of opportunity, multiple attacks.
Here's the Storm tomorrow.
Again, though, that was kind of like they kind of had that weakness of 50-50 if that happens.
Well, I
better to risk that than.
Because if you're around tomorrow, we can play some Overwatch together if you want.
Like, unless he comes into contact with oozes all the time.
Again, I'm not going to be that DM who sits here pointing out everything that you did wrong in a fight. Like, I can't.
I don't see it as wrong.
Either way, I'm gonna end my stream here. So thank you for watching, folks. Catch you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. What is?